Why, hello, hello. Welcome, Gemchi. How are you today? I am currently in the process, as always, of making sure my audio sounds good. So definitely let me know if I'm a bit quiet. This will be the first time not first time, but I'm trying to figure out how to properly do like the whole window capture thing with OBS. So if I take a moment, I apologize. But uh, I have a lot of energy that I need to let out. Um, Hi, Barry. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The stream title is so real and true. Yeah. So my body instinctively woke me up for the live stream, but I could not process anything because it has just been a day, like a week TM. So I wanted to watch it when I have like a good mind so that I'm not overwhelmed. Like overwhelmed parentheses negative, if that makes sense. Doing great in things. Oh yeah, I'm okay. I have like some things I really want to work on, but this upcoming patch has me really excited. So, with all content, not just with Genshin Impact, and just like spending time with friends and, you know, I want to make sure that even though if I'm not feeling my best, I can at least let everyone know. And for something as hype as this, I'm like, I can't sit here and just be quiet the entire time. So, but I will say, I opened social media. I wasn't on Twitter for long, but I did open it and I rightfully saw many people screaming about different things. I didn't read them in detail because I just wanted to watch the live stream. So, um, I will be going into this like relatively blind, like obviously with the exception of like the art and key characters being featured. Um, I'll still be covering that, but I'm really, really excited. I love anything that has to do with Conria. I'm going to do my best to contain myself when I see Dainsleif. I make no promises of being okay, but we'll see how things go. Um, but the most that I've seen, again, I have been linked like the trailer by itself. Then there's another Nod Cry teaser, and then I just have the Genshin Impact wiki open in the case of like discussion that I can just like tab over if necessary. Uh, I also do believe I've disabled ad block on YouTube. If that's the case, that will just be very awkward. But I'm pretty sure everything should be fine. Um, so yeah, my plan is to, of course, watch the live stream, then dissect certain parts after I review certain things. So for instance, like just the trailer, like the actual trailer itself, I'll pick apart piece by piece, and then the subsequent Nod Cry teaser, I'll probably do stuff. Like I'll look at that too. Because again, the only thing I really know about this is just it's another Traveler Dainsleif quest and Skirk is also here. So there's a lot. And I want to thank everyone for being patient as I get myself together. So before I hit play, I want to make sure that everything's good. And I know that there's a command, but please let me know about audio. Because if the audio is too quiet, I will feel very, very bad. Or if it's too loud, also tell me. I think things should be good now. Oh. Oh.
そして救世主の誕生。運命の初期はついに役目を果たした。
Okay. This isn't the part. I'm already getting excited. I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna let it play through. I'm so sorry. I feel like I skipped something just at the beginning. I'm gonna let it play through first, and then I'll continue. I'm very sorry.
まさに滅びの災いと呼ぶにふさわしいわ。終わりなき苦痛と消えることのない呪い。
だからよそ者なんて信用するなって言ったんじゃないか。
そして救世主の誕生。運命の食器はついに役目を果たしたの。
アビス教団の名は知ってたが、これほど大規模で広範囲な動きを見せるのは初めてだ。まるでナタ相手に戦争を仕掛けようとしてるような。
宇宙船スリープポット？まさかお前がテイラットに来た時に乗って。
I need to remember to let this play through. Okay.
宇宙船のことか？
この数ヶ月の間で
Oh, it's her.
42の星が消え
Finally.
何者かがずうずうしくもこの世界から吸い取っているのだ。
災いはいつか必ず訪れる。みんなもそう言ってるわ。
彼女の存在を無視し続けたら、いつか本当に彼女の声が聞こえなくなってしま
Her
うからね。
voice?
すぐそこにいるじゃない。
お前の魂は欠けていて、傷口にはアビスに侵食された跡が見られる。アビスの力の使い方を学ぶつもりもないのなら、私が代わりに調べるしかない。
Y'all.
無に着せ。この手に。
Literally. She's just from Honkai Impact 3rd. This is the most Honkai coded character. I don't even play Honkai Impact 3rd, but when I look at Skirk, she looks like she is just directly from Honkai Impact 3rd. Anyway. Okay, I can't stop it. I can't stop it. Hello? Okay, this is going to be very rude for me to say, but Dahlia really just kind of like, he's very cute, but he definitely interrupted the tone here. Like, hello? Like, sweetie. They always do this. Like, now we're back here. Hello? Y'all. Guys. It's the way in which I am so deprived of Dainsleif content that, like, my brain is just short-circuiting just seeing him walk forward. Dahlia felt like an ad break. Okay, it's the things like Dahlia's cute, you know, his little mysterious thing going on, his relationship with Barbados. Yes, very interesting. It definitely just kind of took me out of the tone for a second because it's like, here are abyssal areas, and then here's just Dahlia being cute in Mondstadt. But like, ugh, I'm gonna let it play again. I'm so sorry. Oh, so he's like fighting. Who is this? Oh wait, no, she's so pretty. Is that Sertologi's voice? Hoyoverse targeted me specifically for getting Kendra suited to voice this man because the way in which it's the way in which I can't focus. Oh my gosh. Who? Okay. Wait. Did I just see what I think I saw? Okay. We've seen the cutscene of him fighting. Did I just see him like fighting? I can't go back because I will take it apart like later, but I... Oh, no, that was,
多分終
the
点
Cataclysm.
二人の新たな始まりが待ってる
Oh. I need to take this apart bit by bit. Okay. I need to take apart every single piece of this special program just from the trailer alone, which is why I have like these two tabs here, because I know I'm going to keep replaying this over and over when I just want to go through the live stream itself a bit. Bear with me because I know I'm already going to be at least like 2 hours just rambling, but also can I just say this artwork is gorgeous. Skirk has such a pretty design. Oh, okay. See, now I'm torn. Now I just want to take apart the trailer itself. But I feel that I wouldn't do the rest of this entire program justice if I just do that. Because I really want to analyze, not frame by frame, but everything that we just experienced. I really want to focus on that. And I'm struggling because I originally planned I will watch the live stream in its fullest, then pick apart the trailer, then I'll look at the Not Cry teaser and also analyze that. But now I'm wondering if it would take way too long and instead I should just look at the trailer itself and then look at the Not Cry teaser. I'm here like live, not sure what to do. Oh my gosh. So yes, they have changed Skirk's design. There were certain parts of like the front part of her design that were altered a bit from the Fontaine Archon quests. But everything else, I think for the most part, if not had like some slight detail changes, for the most part is the same. But okay, I feel like such a fake fan. I kind of just want to review the trailer just from what we saw bit by bit and then just talk about that. Will I be yelled at if I do that? Cuz I really want to. Okay, sorry. I feel like I'm all over the place. So that wouldn't be fair to the voice actresses though and what they've already provided for this. So I think I'm just going to let this play through and I will just it's like the issue is there's going to be a point where I'm going to end up wanting to just go back to the trailer and review things over and over again. Not Cry, then back to the main trailer, then back to Not Cry, then back to the main. Well, I think it'll just be better. It is in fact called the live stream lore analysis. So I should in fact watch this, but I will be thoroughly combing through this because this is very important to me. Also, this music is so peaceful. I don't know if this is an existing track already or if this is a teaser for future music.
Hello, travelers! Welcome to the Genshin Impact version 5.7 special
Their
program.
chibis are so cute.
I am Aileen Mythen, the voice of Dahlia, and hosting with me today we have...
Hey everyone, I'm Kat Pratano, rhymes with Capitano, the voice of Child's Master, Skirk.
And I'm Katiana Sarkissian, the voice of the Pyro Archon herself, Malwika.
Yeah, well, after seeing that trailer, this version seems absolutely stacked. We're getting the next installment of the Twins quest in this version. Woo, 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 woo. Yippee!
Oh my gosh,
And
yippee.
let's not forget, Skirk is finally here, you guys. Yup. I I cannot wait to see how all these stories unfold.
Her
Can I just say, it has truly been a time, because I don't remember exactly. I would imagine it was probably when he was released in version 1.1, correct? Where Skirk's like in name was released. Like we knew of her, but not like her as a character really. And now she's actually going to be playable in like 2 weeks. That's it literally okay, it doesn't just feel like yesterday, but it does in fact feel like time has just truly flown by. And yes, I do think it's cute that she said Capitano rhymes with Il Capitano.
first appearance left quite the impression, didn't it? So mysterious.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that interaction left us all with far more questions than
I
answers.
love the
Yeah, I mean, she did
crystal
give us a few
like
clues about
effects
herself,
she
though. Remember?
has.
In the primordial sea
Really
at the
reminds me of the
end
Garden
of
of
the Fontaine
Recollection.
Archon quest.
Right. Something about the remains of a descender, the foul, the visionary. I feel like I still don't know what any of it means, though.
I mean, that's fair. So far, all we know about her past is that she trained under the foul Sertology.
So, Sertology isn't just some ordinary mentor.
Oh, definitely not. Dainsliff revealed that Sertology is one of the 5 sinners of Conria and someone who possesses all-encompassing power. Imagine training under someone like that.
Can we also talk about how this same master, it's not on a tangent, but can we talk about how the same master is looking for the Voyager? I don't think I've actually fully explained or gone into detail about the Voyager on stream yet, or maybe I have and time is a blur to me. But this all-encompassing, incredibly powerful individual who is pursuing a cosmic entity who originally came from the furthest ends of the universe. Well, I'm paraphrasing, but they come from far beyond Tavat. And he's looking specifically sent Skirk to find traces of them or any information of them. I'm literally shook because everything about the Voyager is it's so intense. I've quite literally rewritten my script for the finale of Deep Gallery's artifact set 3 times now because I keep going into deep dives about something completely different. But it's mainly, and also to those who are lurking or will be watching the VOD, that I strongly encourage everyone to read the finale of Deep Gallery's artifact set. I do not say this lightly. I strongly feel it is one of the most important pieces of lore to read currently. I rate it as high as the Byakuya Koku collection, The Flowers of Paradise Lost, The Book of Revealing, aka the Enigmatic Pages, like Renee's not necessarily Renee's investigation notes, but it's very, very important to review it. It's the Voyager, First Angel. This artifact set has opened up so much. Of course, over the years and throughout the regions, we knew for a fact that there was life outside of Tavat. There were alien creatures and abyssal entities that arrived in Tavat. But this is something else entirely, like a whole other like cosmic unknown beyond Tavat that has been introduced. And like Barry has stated, it literally cracks open the entire universe. Shout out to the IPC. There's going to be a crossover at some point. I just know it. It's just, I will say, within my script, I do the best of my ability to break it down piece by piece. And even then, I still feel like it's kind of loaded because it's just a very, very like thick artifact set. I was just last night, I was previously trying to explain it to a friend who got overwhelmed because there was just so much information. I'm sure I didn't really help because the way that I explain things is relatively convoluted at times, and I can be a bit wordy despite not trying to be. But this artifact set, again, Everyone needs to read it. Please review it. It is very, very, very important.
No walk in the park, let me tell you.
Well, maybe that explains how aloof and indifferent
It's very
Stark seems
good
to be.
lore. It's
Seriously,
very,
though,
very
her
good lore.
demeanor is stone cold in a way that's almost otherworldly or something.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of cold as ice, right? Right? But I mean, you know, the important thing is, this time we should be able to get some answers, right?
Oh, I hope so. Yes, please. I am dying to learn more about her.
We are going to have Dainsleif Traveler Abyss Sibling Quest and Skirk Story Quest in the same patch, in addition to whatever else they add. Like the events and stuff, of course, will be cute. I will be completing them all to the fullest because I will need my primo gems for Skirk. However, it's the fact that this patch, this is a lore patch as well. Like, just from Dainsleif, the Abyss Sibling, and Skirk alone. Each one of them individually contains so much. So I'm already very, very, very excited to see what's in store. But this is, again, going to be a very difficult situation where, do I do this day one and risk no sleep? Or do I quite literally never go onto social media again until I have done these quests? Which is going to be an issue. Because I am the type of person where I would like to enjoy myself and take my time. Because if I rush, I'm going to forget the information absorbed, and I absolutely am just going to like pass out. And I feel like it would be a bit unfair for me to try and rush as soon as possible. I think the easiest, like the better way would be for me to just wait until like the weekend or something and then go accordingly. Because I know myself, and as excited as I am, the moment that I actually do this quest, and if I do it like straight shot through, I will burn myself out and it'll be so tired. With that being said, this is so loaded. I am actually genuinely so excited. I desperately hope we're able to do like I want to do community discussions about this upcoming patch, and I also want to do like the lore keepers discussion, assuming everyone's able and schedules align. Like I still want to talk about paralogism, and there was still a lot of lore there. So the developers were not they really weren't holding back when they said that they were like leading up into Nodcry. We're getting a lot of good lore. And for those who are lore lovers like us all here, it's exciting. So I look forward to her story quest. Will I be emotionally prepared? Probably not. But I will just take my time because I think I process things much better there.
Her past.
Okay, then be sure to check out her story quest where the Traveler and Skirk's paths will cross once again. Travelers will have the chance to uncover new clues about her past and the world of Tavad as a whole, so don't miss out.
Ah, so Liyue is where we run into Skirk this time.
Okay. I said I was not going to go back, but I want to look like we actually get to see like the feather piece of the finale of Deep Galleries is in her hair. I love that it's shaped like a heart, which is actually so tragic to me because in a sense, like finale of Deep Galleries goes into further detail about the tragic love story that was the first angel and the Voyager, the Seelie ancestor and the Outlander. And I think for the feather, at least from this angle, to look like a heart to me is like, oh, I'm so ill. Little cryo things. Oh, Albedo really said it's endgame. Yeah, he literally said, all right, I have a new brother now. All right, bye, Traveler. I'll be here. I'll be back later, but Kiryu, I have things to say about the Dainsleif quest. I look forward to you talking to me about the Dainsleif, like the speculation and stuff like that. I really am.
So Liyue is where we run into Skirk this time.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. It's kind of weird seeing her out and about like
She
this.
looks so
isn't it?
out of
In such
place.
a normal location.
Right?
Wait, hold on a second. Is Skirk playing an instrument?
Oh?
I mean, in my mind, she's like this, ice queen, but here she actually looks emotional.
Yeah.
I mean, there's almost a sadness there.
Oh, yeah.
What does she
It seems
sing?
like that instrument
Oh my
means a lot
gosh.
to her.
I love my
Oh,
solemn
you don't
singers.
even know. It sure does. As for why she chooses to play it alone in a place like...
Okay, I'm curious as to why the Traveler has a small, like a miniature version of this piece. Because I'm going to assume they are just quite literally in the abyss. Perhaps through this device, or maybe something with Skirk allows them to like deviate much more like easily. Because even though they have the ability to purify the abyss and they have a degree of resistance to it, no one's completely infallible to it. So I do wonder how Skirk is able to more or less bypass the corruption, if like assuming the crystalline like her limbs have nothing to do with that, or something similar. Or maybe, yeah, it's like an Abyss Akasha. Perhaps it is. Also, there's going to be an ad starting, so I'm going to stop just right here because I don't want to lose the discussion. But I am very curious. I do really like how I liked how it looked. It was really cute. I don't know if you saw the original Drip Market video, but before the background music was a melancholic guitar melody before they re-uploaded it with the Narwhal theme. Interesting. I actually didn't see that. I wonder if someone, well, I say I wonder, I'm pretty sure people on YouTube have archived like the original video maybe for that specific song, because if that song, like if that's like the song of Skirk, for instance, or something like that, maybe it'll, yeah, maybe we'll hear it. Like that'd be really, really cool.
Well, that's something travelers can uncover.
Yeah,
for
this just looks like
themselves.
we're just in the abyss.
What I can reveal is, after encountering a mysterious power in this quest, the traveler starts having strange nightmares, and it seems like Skirk is the only one who can help. Which means the only way to resolve this...
Now, this has to be, okay, I'm going to believe that because Skirk views the Traveler like as equals, because she doesn't speak to people who are like weaker than her or lesser than her, I especially feel like she has to be like, maybe she's just sparring with the Traveler here to truly see if they're like up to snuff, basically. Because with all due respect and love that I have for the Traveler, there is absolutely no way they are going to beat Skirk in any fight. I'm so sorry. The Traveler didn't even last at all against Arlecchino, and Arlecchino wasn't even trying. It's an Arnold's Drip Market reaction video. Oh, I'll need to watch it then. I'm so behind on watching everything. Oh, you can beat Skirk? You can beat her? I see, I see. Okay, Purple.
situation is for the two to work together.
Okay, Slay, so we're teaming up with Skirk, huh?
Mhm.
Okay, but like, am I the only one who's a little intimidated?
Okay, I was going to say, how is the Traveler going to beat Skirk when Tartaglia has never been able to do it? It's been so long since... It literally has been so long since the Golden House fight, because I don't even think that there was like was there even like a definitive winner for that, or was it Tartaglia just stopped fighting the Traveler? But also, wait, I relish in this because I kind of like the idea of the Traveler fighting Skirk, and then we like meet him later, and he's like, "You did what? You saw my master? What? Oh my god, he's gonna be so annoyed. That's so funny." Stomped him, not close. Okay, I don't remember. I think it's because I naturally just repress anything about Tartaglia out of my mind. A skill issue, truly. Oh my gosh. As soon as I get Skirk, I'm beating up Child. Well, you'll be pleased to know that I have been seeing really silly posts about people sacrificing their Child. Like they're gonna throw him off of things just to summon for Skirk. I will not be doing that. He will stay level 2 forever, but perhaps through a twisted blessing of his, I will receive his master. So yeah, if the Traveler truly did like defeat Child, then like I generally just don't even remember. I don't remember, and I don't mean that in like a I don't want to spread misinformation. So the idea that Tartaglia has never beat Skirk and the Traveler just gets to fight Skirk for funsies is hilarious.
What? Intimidated by Skirk? She's only a mysterious sword master with insane fighting skills and an unbreakable stone cold exterior. Seriously though, with their ability to wield various elements and their abyssal purification powers, I think the Traveler can hold.
Oh, okay. So her drop is that very okay. I accidentally stumbled upon this boss when I was exploring Natlin. I'm gonna have to get over my fear and play later tonight after stream or the weekend. Because this, at least I'm pretty sure this is from the Tenebrous like Mimi Flora, like the really big one. So like the idea of having to fight this thing so many times is just it's so uncomfy.
Hold their own.
Yeah, it'll be fine. No problem.
Yeah. Okay, well, now I'm curious how she got that strong. I mean, okay, she reined in her master's pet, the all-devouring narwhal, like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've only seen a fraction of what she can do.
True, and just like the truth about her past, that's a question travelers will need to answer for themselves in game. So get ready to play.
I also want to say, one, I really want to thank all the voice actresses here because, like, it's genuinely, I know some people may think that it's cringy or it sounds forced or fake, but to me, I don't know, I get really excited when I hear the voice actors or voice actresses talk about how excited they are for things, especially like as their character. So I think it's really, really cute and I love it. But also, on the conversation of how powerful Skirk is, her master Sertology is Mr. All-Encompassing Power. The fact that like he trained her and she's already super strong. I don't want to even think about the nonsense power scaling that will be going on with him. And I don't mean the like Twitter anime fighting power scaling, like who would win in a Dragon Ball Z fight. I mean like Skirk's genuine power. I truly wonder how it is. Because like this will sound so strange to me and it's just a headcanon, but she really gives me like when I look at her, she reminds me of Freerun in the sense of like she's standing woman emoji, but like if she were to release her power, it's like diabolical. So like she's so powerful to me. So I'm very excited to see like learn more of her and to see her in action, like seriously in action. Because remember in her drip marketing, Sertology, if I'm remembering correctly, quite literally, quote unquote, plucked her from fate. So as someone who naturally defies fate, I wonder if that plays into the degree of how powerful she became and what that implies. Is that like Pear and Harry, quote unquote, plucked from fate? So again, I'm getting off topic, but I love Skirk so much. I love Skirk, so I'm just really excited to learn more about her and her powers. Because she, like, when I tell you, the RNG gods, if they watch over me and I'm able to get her, the speed at which I want to get to her friendship 6. Also, welcome everyone who's filtering in. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Saimatsu. Milo, Vega. Hello. I'm sorry I'm late. I tend to like get completely distracted when I go on a rant here, and we are literally not even 10 minutes. We're not even 10 minutes into it, and I'm just so excited. Like, oh my gosh.
But considering Skirk and the Traveler will need to fight side by side, let's take a closer look at what she can do in combat.
Oh, this music. You're gonna send Riff Wolves? Come on now, that's not fair. That's actually disrespectful. I'm actually so sick I'm actually so sick. Okay. This is so cursed. I hate I don't like okay, I'm sorry. Let me collect myself. She did the thing where she like it looked like she changed her stance. I am going to be so sick if that's actually what I just saw. And Tartaglia, I can't stand this game. That is so cute. Oh my god, I'm so
Merciless.
oh I love it's yeah. This is the
Another star goes out.
another star goes out. She's just out here destroying stars. Girl, what does Sartology have you doing? But Stephanie, this absolutely is the track. So when you're inside like the mouth of the whale and you're like in this presumably destroyed civilization that it swallowed and you're fighting that like abyssal night, this is the track that plays.
As Child's master and someone capable of training in the abyss, Skirk's combat skills are truly something special. First, it's
Like this when she I'm so sick. I'm so sick. Okay. I want it known to everyone that Tartaglia is a butt face. So like the fact that he has his dual stance and he got his dual stance from her, obviously, as like his master. It's details like that in video games and like media that I love so much. I love that. Oh my gosh.
worth pointing out, Skirk doesn't use a vision. Her powers come from the abyss.
Also how she
but
has like
in the interest of blending in,
mermaid
she
tail?
camouflages it to appear cryo-like in nature. And in addition, Skirk's attacks do not rely on elemental energy. She uses a special kind of energy known as serpent subtlety instead.
So, okay. I believe this was also a topic of discussion because when she was drip marketed, it was something like, you know, I don't want to say I because I don't want to sound like very conceited in that regard, but like I do feel that when they said she's quote unquote cryo, it was from the serpent shifting ability or the serpent subtlety instead. I really feel like the only reason it's like mimicking cryo in that way is like it's giving the Voyager needing to fit in with Tevat's laws. And the Voyager fit in with Tevat's laws by indwelling in the body of a male youth with star-shaped pupils, but that's a different conversation. In this case, as someone who lives in the abyss, Skirk in Tevat is now just pretending to be cryo. So I find that really, really curious, like camouflaging it in a way. And while that's really, really funny, I also love the idea that they were like, we don't want to add quantum and imaginary, so we're not doing that. If that's the case, regardless, I do like the idea that we're all trying to assimilate to what the heavenly principles has created for the laws of this world, even though everyone's breaking rules left and right and it doesn't really matter anyway. That's fascinating to me. And this 7 shifting serpent, there are so many serpents that I feel like this could apply to. She doesn't want the smoke with Phanies for real. I honestly feel like Skirk is the type of person who just wouldn't want to be bothered by Phanies. It's not even like she wouldn't pull up because she absolutely would. Like she's quite literally her. I just feel like she just doesn't want the headache to be. But yeah, I also agree. I agree, Jam. Mechanically adding a new element would be messy, and then you would have to quite literally reformat everything. Truly just wants a vibe like she does. Like I really feel like she does, but I don't know. I see so much sadness in her. Therefore, I love her.
And when you tap her elemental skill,
Y'all, again, I am sorry. seeing her enter that stance, it's so sickening. Like it to me, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be so irritated because oh my god, the way that Tartaglia does that too. I just
A serpent subtlety instead. And when you tap
like I love women. I love women so strongly, but also just so beautiful. It makes Child's Kit cuter because he tried. Yeah, I'm screaming. That's absolutely the case, though. That's absolutely the case. And like, this is a dangerous sentence, but like now I'm thinking more about Tartaglia, and I don't do that usually. So now I'm really curious. Like, I want to know, even though Skirk trained him to like survive, I do want to know more, like her opinion of her pupil. Yeah, she threw him into the abyss, but does she like actually care about him? That'd be cute.
her elemental skill, Skirk gains a certain amount of energy and enters a special combat state, signaled by her change in outfit, which is very cute, might I add. While in this state, Skirk's normal, charged, and plunging attacks deal cryo damage that can't be overridden. This state also increases her resistance to interruption and attack AoE. And when cryo-related reactions are triggered, multiple void rifts will appear on the field. Skirk can use her charged attack or her special elemental burst to absorb the void rifts. And after unleashing a special elemental burst, her normal attack's damage will be increased based on the number of rifts absorbed.
So she can just create, okay, I shouldn't say she can just create rifts as if she hasn't already been doing that, but like, again, Mother is literally creating rifts in the world and then absorbing said rifts to make herself more powerful. That to me, she's so cool. I'm literally gushing. She's so cool. Also, please let me know about audio. I feel like it might be like a little on the low end, so I can like raise it if necessary. But the fact that she creates void rifts, I mean, it makes sense. She's the whole void star kind of thing. But that is, I don't even know what the proper term, like that's just so fascinating to me. Because gameplay wise, she gives herself a buff, but like lore wise, it's like, oh, so she's creating rifts in the not sky and using said rifts that she just created to empower herself even more.
Aw, heck yeah. So it's kind of like the more she fights, the stronger she gets.
Yeah, pretty much. Plus, holding her elemental skill is another option. When there are void rifts on the field, holding her elemental skill will allow Skirk to absorb them and gives her the ability to quickly maneuver around the battlefield. Once she has enough energy, she can unleash her elemental burst to deal consecutive slashes of AoE damage.
Can we, okay. I feel like Skirk is an easy contender for like one of the best bursts in the game. Like she's already giving beautiful like mermaid, like whale, like imagery here, but like,
and
hold
gives her the
on.
ability to quickly maneuver around the battlefield. Once she has enough energy, she can unleash her elemental.
Like, what? Like you're literally like in. She's just shattering through the sky, like, or sorry, cutting through the sky, and you just see all of the effect. Like, where? Like, is this a planet here?
Burst.
Like, it looked like, and then she just cuts through. Like, guys, I don't think I'm gonna get over Skirk ever. Like, I literally think like I'm never gonna shut up about Skirk. This is so fascinating to me. Because again, I say all we know as if we only know like 2 things about her. Yes, her very powerful master. Yes, she's lived in the abyss and she's currently looking for the Voyager. But like, is this strange to say that I still feel like Skirk is a character we should not be getting right now? And I don't mean that in like a bad way. I'm just shocked she's here right now. She is end game, and we are nearing end game territory. I just felt like we were not going to get her this. Like she literally is giving 8.0, which is why I think I'm still processing the fact that I'm watching a live stream that's talking about her in this way. Because I was expecting her to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to learn about her like when we're in Conria or something. So I'm so excited that we're actually going to be able to play her and we're learning about her. This is such a sick, like, I mean, that would just be a stream within itself. Favorite bursts from our elemental burst. Oh, I'm sorry. Elemental burst, quote unquote, with Skirk, not quantum. But like, I really feel like I'm dreaming seeing Skirk here in this way.
To deal consecutive slashes of AoE damage.
I see. So she's a unit you can keep on the field for a long time, or take out when you need a sudden burst of damage.
Mm-hmm. Pairing her with Hydro and Cryo characters also further enhances her abilities.
I just want to say 07 to people who don't have freeze teams. I just 07s. That being said, I do agree, Veem. Like, it really feels like we got little itty, it's kind of like, I won't directly say it's kind of like if they were to just randomly drop Columbina and then be like, here you go. Because we don't even know anything about Columbina, like, at all, outside of her being a harbinger and like her, like that's it really. But like the fact that it's like, oh, she's Tartalia's master. Yeah, she, and you only learn about her through him. And now she's just here playable. Oh, goodness. At this point, anything is possible. Put Pantalone on the banner. I don't like that because that means that Dainsleif is close to him. And I am nowhere near ready for Dainsleif. Mother Teresa knows how to pick them. Even Skirk knows what element is the best element. Oh, of course. Of course. See, okay, I can't wait to see what this looks like actually in-game. And again, on the note of 07s to people who don't have a freeze team. So I'm guessing I wonder if her, like, the team I'm probably going to be running with her is like her, Furina, Shenhe, and well, maybe not Shenhe, but well, actually no, Furina, Shenhe, and Nescoffier. So we'll see.
And if your team is comprised entirely of Hydro and Cryo characters, your party members' elemental skill level will be increased by 1.
So she's elemental skill increased by 1. Isn't Tartalia's like, is it like talent level plus 1? I know he increases some degree of party, like it's something like that. Oh my god. If that's the case, that's actually so sick. Okay, it's normal attack plus 1. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I said talent. I'm basic attack plus 1, elemental skill plus 1. Oh my god.
Oh, so she like enhances her party members' skills too. Once a mentor, always a mentor, I guess.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like Tartaglia had a great teacher.
Oh, he sure did.
And I love the look of her camouflaged abyssal powers.
Right.
The special effects are incredible.
Right? And when she enters her special combat state, her outfit changes too. Okay, slay. It looks a lot more suited for battle, don't you think?
Oh yeah. So it seems
I'm
like
going to
travelers
attribute
can
Skirk
approach
with
combat
the
in two
word
ways
slay
then.
now.
You can use
Every
her
time.
special combat state to dish out damage with cryo-infused attacks and heighten this damage by absorbing void rifts with her special elemental burst. Or, after other Hydro and Cryo party members have generated void rifts, you can take to the field to quickly absorb them and build up energy to unleash powerful slashes with her normal elemental burst.
We love a powerful
Yeah,
ice
both seem
queen.
really,
Slay.
really useful. And since Cryo and Hydro characters enhance Skirk's skills, there are tons of team comp possibilities here.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, hey, speaking of, what about Dahlia? He's a Hydro character, right? Sounds like he could be a good fit for Skirk.
Oh, I think you're onto something here. We got to know him a bit during the Mondstadt interlude. He's so refined, but also kind of mischievous at the same time. One thing we haven't seen, though, is what he can do in combat. Want to give us the scoop, Aileen?
You got it. You are in for a treat.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Oh, that's such a cute little icon of him. I will say, I'm very happy for all Dahlia wanters.
Hey!
I probably will never use him,
Say it, the Animal Archive!
but I'm very excited for those who are excited for him.
Okay, so Dahlia is a Hydro Sword user and support character who can use his elemental burst to provide a Hydro shield for his teammates.
Oh, it's like the shield appears in response to his prayer.
Yes, and for a certain period of time, after unleashing his elemental burst, Dahlia can gain stacks of benison by hitting enemies with normal attacks or triggering freeze reactions. So when his shield breaks, Dahlia can consume his stacks of benison to summon it again, allowing him to continuously protect his party members and to increase their resistance to interruption.
Heck yeah.
And after unlocking a specific talent, Dahlia can also boost the attack speed of the on-field character, allowing them dish out damage even faster.
Oh, nice. So
He's
he
very
can help us attack
cute,
without interruption
but I would
and
have to
increase our
see
attack
what
speed?
team I would
Sounds
ever
like a huge
use him
help.
on. Not in
And
like
with his
a
elemental
he's
skill,
bad.
Dahlia
I just
summons
wouldn't know
sacramental
what to do with him.
shower and places it in a designated location.
Oh.
His summon has different effects.
Oh, so you just have a little
depending on who comes
trampoline
into
with him.
contact
That's
with it.
cute.
So, for example, if it's an enemy, Sacramental Shower will explode, dealing AoE hydro damage to surrounding enemies. But if a nearby party member comes into contact with it, Sacramental Shower will propel them high into the air, allowing
Can I just say, I kind of wish, like, his accent was just like this instead of, I think they... Oh my god, okay. I feel like I'm mispronouncing your name if it's Milu. Like, I feel so bad. Or Milo. Wait, I feel like I'm... Either way, I feel like I'm mispronouncing your name, but I completely agree. I was expecting... I don't know what I was expecting with his voice, but I feel like it would have been better if his voice actress was just able to keep her natural, like her native accent. I think that would have been really cool for Dahlia. There are also ads, so I will be just kind of AFK, not AFK, but like for the next minute, I'm not going to be saying anything in regards to like discussion really. But as you can see, we are currently only 14 minutes in. But yeah, so I'm very excited. So a freeze shielder, that's kind of redundant since freeze already makes them not move. Well, I think for me, it's more so like, I can't really think of a reason or why I would really use Dahlia on a team. But I'm also trying to think of new players and how Dahlia would be for them, given their account. Because like for me, obviously, I'm grateful in the sense that I wouldn't really need or have a strong desire for a character like a hydro shielder. Is he our first hydro shielder? Either way, he's definitely, I feel, niche. So I don't know. And I kind of, yeah, I just really wish Dahlia just had like an Irish accent. I think that would have been so nice. Hmm.
allowing them to evade enemy attacks while gaining an aerial advantage.
Okay.
Let's go.
So he's like really reliable in combat, even though he seems
Not
kind
them
of
doing that to
mischievous
Venti.
the
That's
rest of
so
the time.
silly.
No, really.
Yes, he definitely does. He has his little mischievous thing going on. I still remember all his teasing towards Venti during the Mondstadt interlude.
Oh.
But at the same time, he's also supposed to be the one who communicates with the will of Barbados, right? I'm not sure what to make of their dynamic.
Well, I guess first and foremost, he's Venti's friend, right?
Cute.
But even though he likes to tease, he's serious about his position as the Herald of Barbados. Oh, one more thing about his abilities. When Dahlia is in your party, the movement speed of your party members is increased during the day.
That's actually very
All the
cute.
better to,
Cute because
spread
he
the
makes your
word of
party go
Barbados,
quicker
praise
during the day,
Barbados, right?
and Rosaria is at
Is that
night.
how that works?
I really like that
well,
detail.
Anyway, it's obvious he really cares about the people of Mondstadt.
Yeah.
Exactly, he definitely does. Besides, his mischievous nature keeps things a little bit interesting, don't you think? It's one of my favorite things about him.
Aww.
Aw.
That's
Well,
so
now
cute.
that we've
Aw.
introduced our 2 new characters for version 5.7, we should probably let travelers know when they can add them to their parties.
Can do. Let's jump right into the event wishes. In the first half of version 5.7, we'll have a event wish into the event
Hello?
wishes. In the first half of
This splash art, so good. Very straightforward, very to the point, but I genuinely love it. They're gonna have 2 cryo, like just Shenhe and Skirk, because I know Shenhe was recently, like, I don't know, was it Chronicled Wish? She was just recently back, but having her alongside Skirk, crazy. Absolutely crazy.
version 5.7, we'll have event wishes for Skirk and Shenhe.
Dahlia will also enjoy a drop rate boost on the first half banners.
Ooh.
Plus, the new 5-star sword as your
I probably will be very unlucky and not get this. So I will request if anyone feels the need or would be so kind to send me screenshots of the weapon description, because I need to know the weapon description for her signature. 1, beautiful. 2, I'm so interested in its story. Worst case scenario, I'll just go on the Genshin wiki, and I don't even mean it like a negative way. I just like being able to pull it up in game. But okay, thank you, Smay. But yes, like the lore for this is going to be so good. I do think it's interesting how it's like shattered a little bit right here, like it's chipped right here. Day 1, you got it. If I get so lucky that I get Skirk in a 10 pull and her weapon in a 10 pull. Okay, I'll say this. I will actually say this firmly. If I get Skirk in a 10 pull, in one 10 pull, and I get her weapon in a 10 pull, I will max out Tartaglia. I absolutely would. However, knowing my luck, it will not happen. I have to pull the Genshin Viper. Yes, you can get your Viper weapon.
light will be featured on the weapon banner.
Yes!
Hello?
And in the second half of version 5,
This is so sick. They are so sick for this. Because I'm like, ooh, I'm excited for Skirk, and I also want her weapon. But then they're like, here's Malvika. I have Malvika. I don't have Malvika. I don't have her weapon. Time to cry. Honestly, skip the weapon. Not cry is coming after all. See, that's okay. That's completely fair. At the end of the day, and it's for any gacha, you do not need the character. You don't need anything from a gacha. It's just a want, right? It would be nice, but I'm sure I could try and figure out something, a different sword for her. And also Kurosawa, a Capitano release. I genuinely cannot answer that, because in my heart I would want Capitano to be playable. However, Hoyoverse may have other plans. If I can get 2 5-star W engines and a 10 pull at 90 pity and ZZZ, you will get R2 of Skirk's sword and C2 plus Skirk. If I am that blessed on Skirk's banner, I will put it, I mean, it's here in audio, but I will also put it in writing. I will max out Tartaglia. Let's go, Capitano Relief. Oh, but okay. I say this all to say, Skirk and Shenhe phase 1, Mavlika and Emily phase 2 is so, because Emily is so interesting. Like, I like her. She's definitely like, I wouldn't immediately pull for her, but her pole arm is my favorite pole arm in the game. It's so pretty. Keeping you to it. You can clip it, ship it, and I'll also maybe, I haven't, or maybe I think I did it in the past, but then I deleted the channel. Perhaps at some point I'll make a Twitch clips channel and then you can just put stuff in there. But yeah, I will stand firmly by it. I will max out Tartaglia. I'll be crying. I'll be crying and screaming. But because my luck is very bad in Genshin, I am so confident. Farming for Star Conches will be deeply funny. Okay, this will be so cursed, and I will show everyone after I go through this live stream and then like the trailers, bit by bit. I'm pretty sure I have near or like roughly like 1,000 something Star Conches. And the only reason for that is because one, I liked them because I thought they were cute, and also one of my friends and I just kept farming it like every day when we were bored in Genshin. So we just have a bunch of Star Conches. So I'm pretty sure I'll have enough if I absolutely need to ascend him.
Point 7, we'll have returning event wishes from Mawika and Emily.
Yippee! Pretty fire.
Okay, I love that they're saying
That's it for the
yippee.
event wishes. Let's talk about the story content travelers can look forward to in the new version.
Ooh, okay. This is the big one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's set the scene. During their travels, the traveler comes across evidence that seems to suggest their sibling was in Natlan.
Oh, wait up. I see Dainsliff. As we all know, that means things are about to get complicated.
Yup, very true.
Oh, I love Dainsliff.
I have never resonated with Skirk's voice actress more in my life. I also love Dainsliff. I love Dainsliff so much. I feel seen and heard. This patch is for me. This patch specifically was for me. Thank you, Hoyoverse. Also, can we, okay. I really want to emphasize how much I've really been enjoying the key version art for the past like 4 or 5 patches now. They're so dynamic. They're so well done, as always. And I'm just obsessed with how it looks. One, again, beautifully illustrated. Dainsliff husband. But also, I really like the detail of, it looks like the Abyss sibling is like, I don't want to say clawing through the sky because that sounds a bit dramatic, but the way that it's specifically drawn really reminds me of like a painting or like ripped tears like in a page or a storybook. Like it gives me that. Also how like her feathers here are darker as opposed to them just being white. They used to be like white, so because like it really looks like she's tearing through paper, which further just, you know, is a nod to like the whole false sky kind of phenomenon that we've been experiencing for multiple years at this point. And it once again just looks so, yeah, it just looks like she's tearing through paper. Imagine if the sky is actually that fragile. Well, that's the thing that is a bit conflicting for me because Malwika was able to like with her power and assistance from like just all of Natlan, warriors combined, just everyone. She was able to pierce through the false sky and we saw ancient moon or like what's believed to be ancient secret source technology. And it still remains in there. and they're still calling it an astronomical anomaly. But the fact that once she like punched it, that impact created that static, that glitch effect. And that's a glitch effect. And this is just like a tearing through the sky thing. So I really have to wonder, like, can I question Alice and ask her, like, what the heck is going on with Tavat's quote unquote borders? Because notable person, they're able to just break through it like this. Also, like, deeply in the background, there's like little wisps and stuff like that. I'm sorry. I love the key illustration in Genshin Impact. They do such a fantastic job.
From this image, it looks like the sky has been slashed in two, and there's some kind of rift that connects to the abyss. And the traveler and their sibling are in different spaces, but they can still sense each other's presence.
Yes, I feel like the tension is palpable.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I mean, there was definitely some tension when we saw our sibling during the bedtime story quest.
Oh,
my God,
yeah.
Kari Bear.
Though we don't know what our sibling has been up to since then.
I cried so much during this
Kari Bear
quest.
did tell us that the
I
Loom
was a
of Fate
baby,
has been
correct?
completed.
That was me.
Of course, we still don't know how powerful it is, or what's needed to activate it.
Well, call me crazy, but I feel like we're gonna find out soon.
Maybe.
It seems like all parties are converging in one place, Natlan.
The parties can't converge in Natlan and in Nodcry. It has to be one or the other game. Hoyoverse, I demand you not actually change this because I'm living for this, but this is so much. It's so much information. Oh, this is so exciting.
So maybe that's where we can get some answers.
And I know one thing travelers will encounter in Natlan: a young woman dressed in peculiar clothing, hiding out in a cave.
First and foremost, I want to talk about how, one, love her design. It's giving Honrian OC, like my avatar. Love that. But she has such a unique model
It's not
and design. Yeah, like this is just, she has Intavats in her hair and she has Conrian
just her
pupils.
clothing that's special, though. Look at her eyes.
You guys, I really, really feel like I'm just going to break this patch because I feel like I thrive the most when it comes to just any Conria lore and Abyss Lord. I can't even begin to speculate who this character is yet. So here's the thing. Naturally, I'm like, this is an NPC because, as a slight tangent, whenever it's like NPCs in Hoyoverse games, they all just have like painted on clothes and lesser, like, there's lesser detail, but she's very significant, very stand out, more so even than I think. I can't remember. Oh, like, I'm forgetting the name of the Fontaine summer event, like the name of the event with the Oceanid, and we like all the Oceanids, how they have like bright blue hair and bright blue eyes in their humanoid form. Like even they had very unique models, but she is even more detailed than them, which I do like. So I feel like this is just going to be so like, also she has purple eyes, just like how Kaya has like blue violet eyes ish, because Dainsleif, Clotar, Kari Bear all have blue, bright blue, or a variation of blue. She has purple. So I would like to see other, like, if there are multiple colors of like Conrian eyes. And also, I remember making a really old thread about this forever ago that was just hypothesizing about like the importance of the Conrian pupil, like their size specifically. Like if they're more pure-blooded, if the pupil itself is wider versus if they're like a further descendant, if it's smaller like Kaya, like that kind of thing. But she has such a unique like eye shape, her hair.
Wait, is she?
The plot, it thickens.
I also really like how, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but she just looks so like Like, she just looks so plain, and I mean that in, like, genuinely the most, like, I don't mean in a derogatory way. Like, I'm so used to Genshin Impact having characters with very bright, very loud designs, and as an NPC, I love her, like, muted tones. Like, I love how she just looks very soft. Like, I love her design, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, if the Abyss Order
'Cause
is
she
out
literally
in
just
full
looks like
force in
she
Natlan, it
just
must mean there's been a new development in our
like, is she like, obviously she's from Conria, but, like, what era of Conria, and, like, how is she here in Natlan specifically? Because her clothes are not anything I feel that's super familiar. Like, I'll be completely honest, and I mean this in the most affectionate way possible, she gives me, like, I was isekai'd into, like, Conria or something, just because of how we like, how she looks, and I genuinely like that. But also, if I were to think of how, like, male Conran characters we've seen thus far, like Clotar, Ari Bear, um, soldiers to a less extent, and then, why am I forgetting his name? He starts with a G. Like, they all have a very specific form of, like, just how every region has their, like, cultural, like, their traditional Now that I think about it, we have Guthrid. Thank you. I was thinking Guthrid, but I was like, maybe I don't remember this NPC's name correctly, so let me not speak out loud. Now that I think about it, we haven't seen any female Conrians, have we? In terms of, like, Conrians with, like, pure-blooded? No, I do not believe we have. I do not believe we have. The only Conrian we've seen is, like, Arlecchino, and she's a special exception. So I do like her design. I really do. And I hope they give more attention to NPCs, especially story quest NPCs. I also hope I see a lot of fan art of her because she's very cute.
siblings' grand plan.
Yup, and the Pyro Archon and our other friends from Natlan are on high alert. But the people of Natlan want a war against the Abyss itself. There's no universe where the Abyss Order gets to run wild in Natlan unchecked.
Well, if an altercation with the Abyss Order is in the cards, I know who's gonna be on the front lines. Twilight Sword himself, of course.
That's my brain. That's my brain every time I see Dainsleif.
Dainsleif going all.
It is taking everything in me to not scream right now. You guys, I have missed Dainsleif so much. I'm going to cry. Slash me when I'm, like, ill and I obsess over fictional characters. Thank you all for not minding me screaming about this man. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love Dainsleif so much. Oh my gosh. Yes. I literally have missed so much. Like, I joke about him all the time, but, like, whenever he's back in the story, I get so excited. I'm probably gonna cry a lot during this quest. But then this also means, like, I don't have a second account in this game. I don't know how anyone could because there's just so much content. If I had a second account, I would never progress in this quest because I would just want him to stay in my world forever. Cause, like, guys, I genuinely love him so much. He, Mona, and Zhongli are my favorite characters, and they constantly always fight for number one. But I just love them all. Like, I really, really, really do. And Dainsleif just makes me so happy. Like, excuse me, I have to gush. I genuinely love him. He's so funny. I love him. He's great. And I also, even with all the memes, him going to war and everything, I just thoroughly enjoy his character. But this also, I have so many questions about, like, I have so many thoughts about date stuff, and I know I'm supposed to, like, I will focus, I promise. I literally am just looking at one frame of him and I'm crying. Uh, that being said, he is very, very biased and he is an unreliable narrator. So all information we get from him should be absorbed critically. I want everyone to know that and remember that. But like, I love my husband, my wife, my everything, Mr. Dainsleif, Genshin Impact. Thank you.
One-man army and rushing straight into action.
We actually will get to see it this
Okay, okay. What am I looking at?
time because
Oh. Oh my god. They're not gonna tell me we're fighting alongside Dainsleif. He's literally not gonna be a party member. He's not gonna be a party member. He's not gonna be a party member.
Dainsleif is going to help us defeat their ranks in a
I need you all to understand. I need this man biblically. And I need this patch. I need this patch to be here. There is no way he is going to be in the party, in the story.
manner we've never seen before.
Okay. This
I'm actually doing my best to collect myself right now because I want to scream at the top of my lungs. He
is not a drill, everyone.
Okay, first I hold on.
In a manner we've never seen before.
Okay.
I'm not crazy. This is the exact same signia that is on his chest. It's obvious. Yes, I stare at his chest. Next point. What does this mean? What is he doing? Also, okay. Skirk has cryo, so he has like what? Like abyssal fire? Is this what I'm looking at?
This is not a drill, everyone.
Also, he is literally like slash teleports behind you, nothing personal, kid. Like that's how he just teleports. He just teleports. I need to make sure that I'm actually looking at this correctly. This is actually canon. This is actually reality, guys, and I haven't deluded myself, and I'm like I need to make sure that I'm actually looking at this correctly. Am I looking at Dainsleif in your party? Am I looking at Dainsleif right here as a player, like a character 2? Am I looking at this correctly?
In a manner we've never seen before.
Okay. This is not a drill, everyone. We finally get to see him in action.
Let's go! Pew, pew, pew! As the Traveler and Dainsleif venture deep into Abyss Order territory, we'll get to see his special
Literally, I just, my brain just doesn't work right now. I just can't even do analysis anymore. I just
abilities firsthand.
Oh, sounds like there's going to be a lot of obstacles between us and finding out the deal with our sibling. But we faced the Abyss Order before.
What does that okay, hold on. I'm betraying myself. It's the fact that he does, like, the attack that he does is the same symbol that's on his chest that looks, some people have said it looks like Celestia. Others have stated, and I can kind of also agree with this, that it has a face of a specific kind of animal or abyssal, not abyssal creature. Also, I'm so sorry, guys. There's an ad break, and I just got so sidetracked because of talk. This is going to be such a long stream. I'm so sorry. Oh God. Okay, I'm so sorry.
As the Traveler and Dainsleif venture deep into Abyss Order territory, we'll get to see his special abilities firsthand.
Yippee! Sounds like there's gonna be a lot of obstacles between us and finding out the deal with our sibling. But we've faced the Abyss Order before. We can do this. I have no doubt Travelers will come out on top.
Oh yeah.
I guess, but the other question is, can we stop whatever our sibling is planning? What are their true goals? What does their plan mean for Tavad? This quest might hold some very important answers.
I am so excited. I feel like this could be the start of a whole new phase in the quest to find our sibling.
Yes. It seems like it's not as simple as just finding them anymore. There's a lot more at stake.
Oh, for sure.
I do think it's good that they pointed this out here. For the past few years, honestly, it's been less of the Traveler necessarily wanting to reunite with their sibling, which they do. Obviously, they do. But it has become more about understanding why the sibling is doing what they're doing, and then learning the Abyss sibling story, and from that, being able to reach the end of their journey. Because, of course, it's only natural that the Traveler wants to reunite with their kin. But why is Lumine or Aether, depending on your game, doing what they're doing? Why are they now siding with the Abyss? They were the Conrian princess or prince at some point. Like, what is happening? I don't know, this is really exciting to me.
This is definitely one to look forward to. All right. I think this is a good place to stop and take our first break.
Yeah, I need a sec to digest all that information.
Ooh, sounds good. Take a look at the second redemption code, Travelers. We'll see you on the other side.
See ya.
It's actually good that this is a break because posture check, hydration check, and food check. Oh, this music. This music is gonna play during the story quest. And I'm just gonna cry because I'm such a baby. Okay. I do want to say though, if Dainsleif ends up being like some abyssal, like pyro character, that will actually be wild. Like the black blue flames we've seen for a while, but I didn't actually think he'd be like the pyro adjacent, which is going to be kind of cursed because he's quote unquote pyro, which is traditionally red, even though he's like, you know, black and blue is his entire thing.
All right, welcome back, Travelers. Now that we've introduced the new characters and quests,
Yes. So blue flames, I think technically the hottest flames are like white, but traditionally like in media and stuff, it's usually blue. And I think like the easiest example of that, if we like outside of certain anime, you could look at kind of like Hades from Hercules from Disney. And then I think of Azula from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Which is really cool. Like, I do like that. It's just him actually being pyro is just going to be the funniest thing alive to me. Also kind of cursed, but you know, we do it for Dainsleif.
it's time to jump into the version 5.7 events.
Let's go!
Let's go! First up on the docket is an event that takes us back to Sumeru, where the Academia has developed a simulated adventure game.
Ooh.
Travelers will need to select various companion pieces to form teams and enhance their skills as they face off against various opponents in a board game style environment.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a choose your own adventure. You can go
Okay, can we talk about how Hoyoverse every single time has fantastic event art? Like, event art, and then the event menus. Like, look at this menu. It's gorgeous.
the rainforest route, or the desert route. Each path has its own story and level of difficulty. And at the end of each adventure, travelers will face formidable opponents that require a certain level of strength to defeat.
Oh, so how do we make sure we're ready?
Well, travelers can enhance the strength of their pieces in several ways. Besides enhancing the pieces
Like,
themselves,
I know they have an
travelers
entire
might
team
notice that the
for
pieces
their
are
art,
divided into
but
species.
a part of me honestly
Go
kind
to
of
battle with a
wishes
lot of pieces of the
we
same
knew
species,
the
and you can trigger
illustrators
unique species features. The
outside
higher the
of
feature
just
level,
like
the
key art,
stronger your pieces become.
because I love the character
I'm
designs. I
thinking an
love
all-Saurian team could
seeing
be
the
cool.
event menus. I
Oh, and it
love
looks
the
like you can
different
also assign equipment to your
takes they
pieces to
have.
make them stronger.
But
Yeah, that's right. And
Hoyoverse
random
is so
events and
like
encounters will
across
occur
all the
during the
games, they
adventure,
have a very
which
specific
travelers can
style.
resolve to earn helpful rewards,
And
like extra.
for Genshin, for instance, like the event menus, they all have like this very like it's like like the picture book-esque kind of look. I don't know how to properly describe it, but I think of like how in Imaginarium Theater, like those menus, and then the Shadow Amidst Snowstorms menus, the Unreconciled Stars menu, like they all have that same look, and it's beautiful.
adventure coins, which travelers can use in the shop to purchase
Oh,
pieces
absolutely.
to
Emotion
improve their
designers.
lineup.
Yes.
Travelers can also open chests to get all kinds of useful equipment. Plus, defeating formidable opponents along the route will allow you to unlock secret techniques that can help increase the strength of your entire team.
Ooh. Of course, certain encounters can also derail your plans.
Oh, yeah?
Ah, so there are also situations where it all comes down to luck.
Yeah, so I think travelers will have a lot of fun dealing with the unexpected in this event.
It's
Well,
a
this
real
looks
test of
cute.
tactical thinking.
I
Plus, there's more to
sincerely
this
hope
event
I do
than
not
just the
wait until the
battle
very last
stages.
moment to procrastinate.
Travelers can also participate in research stages that involve guiding Paimon to harvest fruit. Complete
Oh,
these
it's the shape
stages
of
to
a heart.
increase your
That's so
speculation level
cute.
and unlock additional buffs for your team.
So we actually get to put Paimon to work.
Finally.
Yup, and of course, completing this event will reward travelers with all sorts of goodies, including Primo Gems and the chance to invite Sethos to their parties.
Oh.
Nice.
All right. In this next event, an old friend and genius inventor from Fontaine is back and better than ever with a new and improved turret.
Let me guess, he needs us to clear out monsters in an abandoned ruin again?
Yeah, that's right. But this time, travelers will face more formidable enemies than just slimes.
Whoa, that Somatrol can give shields to its allies.
Oh.
It's the
Yeah,
way
but
I
don't
do not
worry.
remember
With this new and improved turret,
so
we
many
can use
NPCs
several new
over the
kinds of
years. I feel
cannonballs
so
to help
bad. I feel like a
clear out our
fraud.
opponents.
Oh, nice.
For example, grape shots split into smaller bullets when
Oh
fired.
wait, I
are
remember
good for
this
taking out
event, like
multiple
something
enemies at
similar.
once. And directed piercing shots
was it
can be used
last
to
year or
take
the year
down
before, but I
shields or
strongly
target
remember
enemies
something
hiding in
similar.
the corner.
Oh.
Sounds like the type of
I actually
event where
enjoyed
you can really
myself.
just let loose and relieve some stress.
Oh, definitely. But strategic ammunition choices will help you clear out the battlefield even faster.
So far, we've introduced events you have to tackle solo, but this next event gives travelers the chance to work as a team. In Reminiscent Regimen Frenzy, travelers will get to
Oh, I do also want to say, I'm a firm believer that, and I think they've, for the most part, been good with this, but if they ever have an event where it's co-op, or they like encourage you to have co-op, you should also have the ability to just do it solo if you want to. Because I know sometimes certain events you could only do in co-op, and sometimes it's a bit of a struggle when like people are just learning the game and they may not have a character built, especially for like combat stuff.
team up with other players to tackle
Or, you know,
challenges
latency
made
issues
up
and
of
stuff like that
3
happen.
stages, each with unique objectives.
Ooh, it'll be cool seeing what characters everyone chooses.
There are 4 Aethers. There are 4 Aethers for 4 different timelines.
Could make
That's
for some interesting team comps.
Well, there's a theme associated with each challenge, so your best bet is to choose a character whose skills are suited to the objective.
Okay, seeing Skirk is going to be here in like less than 2 weeks. That I have not processed that yet. I think once we actually get her character teaser and like her character miscellany from Dainsliff is when it's really going to hit me.
But of course, every character has their strengths. Each stage also has smaller objectives that require teams to work together and combine their skills. Completing these submissions can grant buffs to your own entire team.
Nice.
And in addition, at the beginning of each challenge, your team will be assigned random regiments to complete. Once you make
The
it through the
fact that they
final
have
stage, your
Tartaglia
team
on
will
this team,
receive
I'm crying.
additional frenzy stars based on your regiment completion status.
Yep, and remember, regiments benefit the entire team. It doesn't matter who completes them.
Okay, so not saying I need to do this or anything, but in theory, you could kind of coast to the finish line if you needed to.
Yeah. You could.
Okay.
In theory. But I think all travelers have something to contribute.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's about how you work together. That's the joy of co-op.
I feel like co-op is its own
All
kind
right.
of motivation too.
We're gonna have
No one
a
wants to let
silly
the team
community
down.
stream where we do
Sure.
this event.
And this time, teamwork is more important
And
than
we'll
ever.
see
Because in this iteration of
how
the
quickly
event,
we can get it
dire
done.
difficulty is even more challenging.
Ooh, that means whether it comes to character selection or combat strategy, coordination is more important than ever.
Good luck, travelers. Should be a fun one. All right, now I'm very excited to announce a new permanent event called Stygian Onslaught.
Ooh.
In this event, travelers will be able to farm artifacts more freely and efficiently, as well as obtain artifact customization items for free.
For free?
For free.
And
This is actually interesting, but also on that note, for an actual event, I would not wait till the last minute. I'd probably do it like depending on how long that event is, I'd probably do it like a day or two into it, and then like see who would be interested, and we could like do it that day if we so choose. But especially for something like that, I wouldn't wait for like co-op challenge stuff. I wouldn't wait till the last minute, just to give everyone, you know, a heads up, since I'm very spontaneous.
new permanent event. Okay, we need details now.
All right, each update will feature a challenge that is split into 3 phases, each featuring unique mechanics with 5 difficulty levels to choose from.
Ooh.
Participation in the event will reward travelers with primo gems, artifacts, and valuable items for targeted artifact enhancement.
Okay, so you said
this
we'll
like
be
a
able to farm
boss
artifacts
gauntlet,
more
then?
freely? What does that mean?
Okay, so this is giving like not simulated universe, but like kind of divergent universe in the sense of like, oh, here's just here is this enemy or like boss you can fight to get planner spheres basically, and here's the set that will come with it. I wonder if this is like they were trying to do a variant of that.
Exactly.
It means the artifact drops aren't set in stone, and you can switch where they come from. For the first 10 days after the event begins, the leyline disturbance will be in outbreak state. During this period, travelers who clear any stage at level 3 difficulty or higher can expend any kind of resin to obtain artifacts from the leyline blossom at the end of the stage. And before the stage begins, travelers will get to choose which domain of blessing they want the artifact drops to come from.
Right.
Okay.
So travelers can also tackle the stages in co-op, right? So you can still farm with friends.
Yes, and you'll be rewarded with additional artifacts every time you consume a certain amount of resin.
Okay, well that's kind of
Okay,
neat.
the amount
I like
of hours
that.
I'm about to pour into this thing, lock me in and throw away
I will
the
never
key,
use fragile
honestly.
resin for it, but
Oh
I
my
will
God,
be
you
doing
make
it, of
sound
course.
like you're in prison. Anyway, you also mentioned something about targeted artifact enhancement, Katiana. What's that about?
Yeah, right. So version 5.7 is introducing a new artifact-related item, Dust of Enlightenment.
Ooh. What is it?
Well, we all know what it's
Dust of Enlightenment.
Like
Hold
to-
on.
Ooh.
Dust of Enlightenment. It's like, okay, it's a very cute quill. The power of artifacts stems from stories. Thus, sacred or profane writings may reshape them. There is no good or evil inherent in stories. Songs and words may have the power to save as well as destroy, just as believed by the emissary who once conveyed revelations to the holiest of sovereigns, governed the nations on earth and their glory, yet eventually fell from the high heavens. To this day, whether pure or impure, these feathers can still inscribe false revelations and rewrite faded tales. Yet the only outcome of defying the, oh, I'm doing this just so I can have this item. I need this item. I need this item. See, I got sidetracked. Songs and words may have the power to save as well as destroy, just as believed by the emissary who once conveyed revelations to the holiest of sovereigns, governed the nations on earth in their glory, yet eventually fell from the high heavens.
What is it?
Well, we all know
Hello?
what it's like to raise an artifact that has potential, only for it to turn out kind of less than ideal.
Yeah.
I have to wait. I can't believe I have to wait 2 weeks to get this item that I'm going to forget about. Guys, I'm going to scream. That's good lore there. And I couldn't read the full description.
So this
Oh,
item
there's
is
such
designed to help
teases.
with that.
I cry.
So, Artifact 101, right? We all know every 4 levels, a random substat gets enhanced as you raise an artifact to level 20. But it doesn't always turn out the way you want.
I need to
So
screenshot
this
that item again. Well,
allows you
actually,
to re-roll the substat
I'll like screenshot what I
enhancements of a level
can,
20
but then I'm going to go
artifact.
into like
Yo, wait,
try and
really?
pick it apart because I
Yeah.
feel like that could apply to
Before
different
each reroll,
characters,
you
but
get to
specifically an
specify the types of
emissary.
substats you want to prioritize. After the result is revealed, you can choose to either keep the original substat configuration or accept the new one.
You can finally just reroll artifacts.
Oh my god, it's like being able to resurrect an artifact from the grave. Like,
We used to pray for times like these. We genuinely used to pray for times like these. I'm sure it's going to be a limited resource to the degree that Star Rail does, which is unfortunate, but at least it's something. But it took us almost 5 years. It's not September 28th, so it isn't 5 years, but it might as well be 5 years for us to be able to reroll on artifacts in this way and specify which ones we want to reroll into. I will take it because I'm going to need it for my skirk pieces.
we really needed this.
Yeah, really powerful, right? Starting in 5.7, travelers who participate in the new permanent event Stygian Onslaught will be able to obtain a total of 3 Dusts of Enlightenment per version for free. And the Gnostic Hymn and Gnostic Chorus rewards will feature 1 each.
Oh.
Plus, during version 5.7, travelers will be able to claim 2 Dusts of Enlightenment directly from their in-game mailbox after logging into Genshin Impact.
Yes.
Okay, let's just pause to take that in for a sec. Oh, but I do have a question. So, according to the devs, the rewards for clearing the level 5 difficulty in the new
I
permanent
actually
event
kind of
can
want to do
only be
this
obtained by
seriously
completing it solo.
with whoever wants to
But what if
join
that
for
level
like
of
the boss
difficulty is
gauntlet
a bit
aspect
much
of
for some
this.
people?
Yeah, like me.
I think it'd be a
well,
really
don't
fun
worry, I'll
experience with
help carry you.
friends.
Whoa.
Well, I will come in, and
Especially
the
the higher
strongest travelers in Teyvat will
difficulties.
come in to help us out. Specifically, we're talking about travelers who have cleared an even higher level of difficulty. The characters used to complete those battles become exalted ones.
Oh.
Then, when attempting a level 1 through 5 difficulty challenge, other travelers can receive extra buffs by including exalted ones in their lineup.
Oh, cool.
Exalted
So
ones.
travelers can help each other
Quite
even
the
outside
interesting
of co-op.
term there.
I like that, and I need that. Wait, hold on.
Okay, you say Kiryu carry. When was the last time I had any character decently built? I honestly think the last character that I decently built was Zhongli. And that was Squints like 3 years ago.
Hold on. You mentioned
All jokes
an
aside,
even higher
I
level of
genuinely
difficulty
want to
just
do
now.
this
thought
with the
level 5
community.
was
I
the
would
highest.
love.
Yeah, well, clearing level 5 solo unlocks a secret level of difficulty.
You've seen my DPS Layla.
Level
I don't really
6,
have a DPS
dire
Layla.
difficulty.
I have like an ER
Oh,
Layla who
no.
just shields and always
Once
has
you
her
reach level
ult.
6,
Smile.
it's dire straits. There are no companions to turn to for comfort. No promise of primo gems to drive you forward.
What?
Just formidable enemies and an unrelenting desire to prove yourself.
Okay, that definitely sounds dire. So you're telling me travelers really don't get anything in return for accomplishing something like
Oh, back in Sumeru. Yeah, when I was testing with Layla, I'm pretty sure her build is still relatively the same from then. I wanted to okay. Yeah, it's coming back to me. I did want her to do decent damage. You're correct, Stephanie. You're correct.
that?
I'm like, I'm
Well,
pretty sure I just have like a cute
we'll just
support
have to wait
Layla.
and see
No, she
now,
does
won't
damage.
we?
What? I can't wait.
It's been so
All
long.
right, that's it for Stygian Onslaught. Just a reminder, the outbreak period begins the second Wednesday after a version update, or 8 days into the new version, so don't forget to gather your friends and get farming when the time comes. Alright, time to lock in. Travelers might also be
I will need to do this Traveler's Tales expeditiously because I see one Dragon Sovereign that will be added to this. I will be doing this immediately, as soon as I am able. I must know all the silly things about this man.
excited to hear that the next installment of the Traveler's Tales is coming in version
Also, my
5.7.
Arlecchino, like, I was
Okay,
very lucky to
Slay.
get
Last time was
two,
so much fun.
like, two
We got to
copies of her
reunite
in
with
one
so many
temple.
old friends and make a lot
But
of
I
great
think
new
she's
memories.
just, I honestly don't know if she's
Why don't we take a
completely
look
built.
at some of the encounters in store for us this time around?
Yes.
Whoa.
Wait,
hang on a
Thomas in
sec.
Mondstadt?
So Thomas
Oh my
back in
God.
Mondstadt, and he's drinking with
Oh.
Kaya at the Angel's Share.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Toma, I'm
never
so
thought
sorry what
about
they
it
did to your
before,
kit. You
but
deserve better.
Now that I see it, yeah, I feel like they totally make great drinking buddies. Oh, I love him.
This is absolutely everything I've ever needed. I need everyone to be quiet and look at the screen. Literally, this is all I've ever wanted. Genshin lore, be quiet. This is what I need. Neuvillette and his daughters, this is all I ever wanted. Hello, everyone. I'm delighted to see all of you as well. Did you all receive the gifts I had sent over earlier? He is such a mothering father. He's so literally mothering father. Love that. I love Mother. Like, literally, I love Neuvillette. Oh my God. I need to do this quest as soon as I can. This is too cute. I'm so sorry. He is with
Looks
his
like he's
babies.
got quite the posse around him.
Oh, it's so cute. I want to know what they're talking about.
Oh, and it looks like Dory's in Inazuma. Is she
Neuvillette
trying to sell
as a
something to
mother?
Sayu?
Oh, of course.
I am so
Oh,
ready for
no.
this.
Someone save Sayu. She's too innocent for Dory's schemes.
Honestly, though, a crafty merchant like Dory could show up anywhere, and I wouldn't be surprised. I bet we even run into her and not cry at some point.
Ooh, I wonder how many other friends will show up this time.
From what I've heard, it's quite a few. So keep a lookout while exploring the open world, travelers.
Ooh.
Being able to run into characters in the open world is such a nice addition. I wish it was part of every version.
Right? I know. It
They
really,
really
makes
need
the
to
open
implement
world feel
that.
more alive
Just
and
have
interactive.
characters in the open
and
world,
luckily
please.
the devs feel the same
Maybe
way.
have them
the devs
cycle
have said
throughout
that
the
making
days
Traveler's
or
Tales a
what
permanent
have you.
event
I would
is
love
in
that.
the works, so travelers can look forward to that sometime in the future.
Yippee!
Finally, Overflowing Abundance is returning at the end of version 5.7. Travelers can look forward to double the talent and weapon ascension material drops, so don't miss out.
In addition, new Envisaged Echoes
Ooh,
challenges will be added in version
cute.
5.7.
Oh, for the Raiden Shogun in Shenhe.
Oh, Shenhe's
I
Echo
need
is
to do
so
Imaginarium
cool.
Theater.
I see sigils
Much
and pops
more.
of red in there. Okay, girl, very fitting.
And the Raiden Shoguns like petals floating in the wind. The purple matches so well.
So pretty.
Yep, so if you want to claim
Raiden's
them,
is
make
very
sure
pretty.
your characters are ready. Travelers can also look forward to some Genius Invocation TCG updates,
Oh,
including
Genius
new character
Invocation.
and
I
action
fell off of
cards.
Genius Invocation
You can now add
so hard.
Malika
I feel so
and
bad.
Seat Lolly and Chaska to your decks.
Don't miss out, Genius Invocation fans. All right, that brings us to the system optimizations that travelers can look forward to in the new version.
First up is an improved resource management feature for mobile players.
Oh.
Simply put, it's a practical update designed to reduce the package size of the mobile version.
Dude,
Okay, this is
nice.
actually very
I feel
good.
like our phones will thank us.
Mhm.
Can we talk about how, as much as we love Genshin Impact, or at least I will speak for myself, this game is huge. It's rightfully very big because, yes, it is a big game. However, it is too large for my tastes. I thoroughly want the game to be smaller. And there's currently an ad break, so I'm going to take a moment to get like some more water, but this game is just really, really big. Oh, I overtalked them saying that they're making it permanent. I am so sorry. That's my fault. I literally got so distracted by just thinking about everything else. I won't go like too into like it again, just because I decided to yap way too much. And yes, I did recently see that they've compressed ZZZ's files, and like they're allowing players to just make the game considerably smaller, as respectfully games should. I really dislike how large a lot of games are. I understand that to a degree they need to have their space TM, but sometimes I'm like, I don't believe that this game should be taking up like 150 gigabytes on my PC. So I'm going to uninstall this. But I want to thank everyone for being with me because again, we're almost finished with the live stream, and now like afterwards, I'm going to look at both the original trailer and go piece by piece, and then go look at the Not Cry teaser.
After the 5.7 update, travelers will receive a pop-up notification after opening Genshin Impact on mobile, asking them to choose from different resource plans.
Okay.
Under the basic plan, the system will retain the necessary resources for daily gameplay and optimize the resource usage for some Archon quests, story quests,
Okay,
and
this is
hangout
really
events.
neat. I like
Okay,
this.
so that means clearing out
This is
some
great.
old quest resources to save storage space, right? But what about players whose progress is a bit all over the place? How does that work?
Don't worry, the dev team has accounted for that. The system will provide different guidance and solutions based on account progress and quest status to ensure that travelers still have a smooth gaming experience. And when you need to start an Archon quest, story quest, or hangout event that isn't enabled, the system will download the required resources as needed.
Oh, Slay.
That's a very
Yup.
nice
So
quality of life
travelers who
update.
haven't
I
updated
thoroughly
the mobile version in a
appreciate
long
this.
time might be able to free up quite a bit of storage space with this optimization.
I need that.
And it sounds like a great option for cross-platform players who maybe rely on mobile more for the small stuff.
Yeah, of course, if you don't have storage concerns, nothing has to change. You can just choose to keep all game resources instead. And this setting can be changed at any time in the Paimon menu, where you can choose for completed quest resources to be automatically cleared in future version updates, or for all game resources to be updated as normal.
Oh, okay.
This should also make it easier for people to try out Genshin
This is a
Impact
very,
for the
very
first
good
time.
update.
Yup. For further
I'm
details,
honestly very
be sure
grateful
to check
for
out the
it.
developers' discussion as well as future announcements across Genshin Impact's official accounts.
Okay.
And you will now be able to directly use Fragile Resin to claim rewards from Leyline Blossoms and common challenges.
This is so like, I don't want to use the term silly, but I suppose it's the most appropriate. The fact that we have not been able to directly use Fragile Resin for Leyline Blossoms for years now, I am so happy that it's finally just an option we can select, but goodness gracious, it's been so long.
Challenge domains, like artifact and talent material domains. This also applies to the artifact drops in the new permanent event we introduced earlier.
Yes.
Fragile resin is worth 60 original resin, so that means you get triple the drops. Should save a few trips to the crafting bench, that's for sure.
Also, the Adventurer Handbook will now
Oh my
have
gosh,
guide
Milia,
entries for 40
hi.
resin bosses,
Hi, Milia.
which should be helpful if you run into a boss you're not
Also,
quite
I really love that Kat just keeps saying slay, because now every time I see Skirk, I just want her to say slay in the most monotone voice ever as she like destroys her enemies.
sure
It's
how
so
to crack.
good.
And the icons will be displayed in the order the bosses were unlocked, which should make it more intuitive to navigate.
All right, let's move on to some optimizations for the Spiral Abyss. When moving to the next floor or restarting a challenge, you can now save your current party lineup or clear it with a single click.
Ooh, you need to tell me
easy.
about it.
And
Your
you can
thoughts.
claim your challenge rewards directly after completing floor 12. If you're not satisfied with your performance, you can also restart the challenge directly from the finalization screen.
Nice. Small things here and there really add up over time.
Yeah, so hopefully these optimizations make for a better experience overall.
All right. Well, that was another long one, you guys, but it's not over yet. A mystery guest left a message for us, so let's check it out along with the third redemption code.
旅人の皆さん、こんにちは。鈴木愛理です。
My goodness.
今回ゲーム原神の皆さんと一緒にお仕事をすることになりました。とても嬉しいです。ありがとうございます。私はスカーク というキャラクターのアニメショートテーマソングの、スター・オデッセイという楽曲を歌わせていただいたんですが、この楽曲
Oh?
は全編英語で世界各国というか世界にこう届ける歌ということで、もう全て英語の詩なので、私にとってはこの世界に入って初めての経験でとてもドキドキしたのですが、こう皆さんと一緒に気持ちを共有できたらいいなと思って今からとてもワクワクしています。スカークの歴史を聞いて、すごく強いけど孤独と戦いながら今日まで生きてきた、そんな強くてかっこいい女性っていうのを頭に置きながら、歌を
Oh
歌
my
いました
goodness.
ので、その気持ちが届くと嬉しいです。この楽曲はショートフィルムと同時公開されます。
Skirk's getting okay. One, I want to say she's beautiful. I love the attention to the hairpiece, her hair accessory to match Skirk's. That's very, very cute. I wonder if Skirk is going to get like the Arlecchino treatment where she's going to have so much promotional art. Arlecchino had like 6 videos, like promotional, like it was a lot. And to know that Skirk's going to have a song, I suppose it makes sense considering we saw her with the guitar and stuff. And it looked like she was singing. So I'm really, really curious about this. And I'm excited about the animated short.
皆さんぜひ楽しみにしていてください。あいりでした。
OMG! An animated short for Skirk and a song! Let's go!
So exciting.
So exciting. Well, you guys, that brings us to the end of our announcements for this version. That was a whirlwind.
It certainly was. So, what are you all looking forward to the most? For me,
I'm very looking forward to Dainsleif and Skirk. I don't know if anyone here knew that, but I'm really excited for Dainsleif and Skirk and Dainsleif and Dainsleif and Dainsleif, actually.
I have to say, although it's a little biased, I am clearly excited for everybody to meet Dahlia.
Yes.
But you know, I'm also really excited about the new permanent content like Stygian Onslaught. How about you guys?
It's kind of hard to pick just one. I mean, I'm excited for my girl Malwika
Of
in
course.
TCG, but like, I'm also
It really is,
excited
Jam.
to
It
see
really
Nabilet,
is.
my fave, in the Traveler's Tales.
Yes. Well, I'm really excited for. I might be a little biased as well. I'm really excited for Skirk.
Who?
Wow, really?
Not who to
I'm
Skirk.
also
Very
so excited
disrespectful.
for Dahlia, and like we've been waiting so long for these characters, and also Dainsleif. I'm so excited, and that animated short. Oh my gosh!
Dainsleif,
And
yes.
also, of course, the lore girlies. We are eating so well this patch. I'm so excited for that twins quest.
Yes, I feel like it's clear from the last few patches that the story has really been amping up lately, and this version seems to be no exception.
Yeah, right? I mean, pretty soon we'll be in our 5th year of adventuring, if you can believe it. It feels like it was just yesterday.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it feels like we're really getting to see how a lot of elements that seemed separate at first are starting to converge.
Mm-hmm. And after what we saw in the dev team's Nod Cry teaser, I'm even more excited to see how the story unfolds.
I cannot
from
believe
here.
it's going to be 5
Right?
years of
And
Genshin
we
Impact in
hope travelers
September.
have fun doing the same.
Okay, so that's it for the Genshin Impact version 5.7 special program. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody.
Ad Astra Abyssos, travelers, and happy adventuring!
Can I get 5 big booms?
Boom, 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 boom!
They're so cute. Oh my goodness.
Wait a second. It looks like another friend from afar is rushing over to share some interesting news.
Oh? Oh my gosh. Nod Cry?
Nod Cry,
Okay.
an ever-changing landscape of ruin, a marvel corroded by time. In the forest,
Oh,
where the
oh.
nights were once undisturbed save for a few rays of moonlight, the wild hunt's shadow grows. There are those who bear the name of Frost Moon, living
Oh my
where
God,
the
oh my
silver
God, oh my
light
God.
shines. Others carry the torch, fending off the darkness and cold with their blades.
The Lightkeepers?
I hear that the stolen fae still yearn for
Oh.
the frosts of old.
while the Fatui looked to the stars above, trying in vain to seize the false firmament.
What?
Then there are
Get
the
me out
nights,
of here.
draped
Get me
in
out of
west
here.
wind,
Get me out of here.
nearing the
Absolutely
end of a
not.
long
Nope.
and arduous mission.
Nope.
My friends, of course, shan't be outdone.
Oh my god.
They will no doubt bring a magical charm to this edge of the world. And just as the stone craves the sculptor's hand, so does fate await your gaze. Pour me another cup of tea, if you'd be so kind. The story is about to begin.
Hello.
Another cup of
Hold on. Okay, so
and just as the stone craves the sculptor's hand.
this isn't Alice's voice. I don't believe it's Nicole's voice either. Is it? I haven't played. Oh goodness, I haven't played in English in a while.
So does fate await your gaze. Pour me another cup of tea, if you'd be so kind. The story.
And who is
is
this little
about to
fairy?
begin.
It's Nicole? Okay, I just haven't heard Nicole in a really long time. According to JP, it's Nicole. Okay. Wow. Okay, hold on. It's number 13 on trending. That's hilarious. Also, Arnold's video. Okay, so that was the special program. I want to look at the trailer from the beginning. Yes, in English, that voice was Nicole. But it's just been so long since I heard Nicole's voice because we first heard it, I believe, during the interlude Archon Quest with Wanderer, and then did we hear her in Simulanka? It has been so long since I listened to like the videos I recorded there. Wait, what's the rabbit's name? I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. I think that's probably what this preview teaser was. Not in Simulanka? Okay. Okay, thank you, Grim. I'm not that far gone. So this was the original trailer that was in the beginning. That I kept wanting to revisit, but it just makes sense for me to look at it here. Not in Simulanka, in Fontaine Act 5, and Scars Interlude. Okay, thank you. It's just been so long since I heard her voice in English that I just couldn't remember. Thank you. So the description reads, take a break from your journey to explore the world. In that fleeting moment, someone's homeland was destroyed and someone was reunited with their family. No one can guarantee that this journey will go smoothly. All we can hope for is to reach a happy ending. I feel like this could go multiple ways. I feel like you could easily just attribute it to both the traveler and the sibling, but it could also apply to other characters we've met and we don't know like the extent of their backstories, as far-reaching as that is. Because we know that the traveler's original world was destroyed and they and their twin were traveling through Tavat when they arrived. They were more or less stars. Well, they are stars that were just going through the sky. But it says, and someone was reunited with their family, which is the complete opposite of what happened, at least in the case of the traveler. And then no one can guarantee the journey will go smoothly. All we can hope for is to reach a happy ending. I wonder if this is just foreshadowing maybe to like the Archon quest that we'll get, like maybe the new Conran girl that we saw. We'll see. But I'm going to rewatch this. Okay, this is where I'm going to be very annoying because I'm about to take this apart because like I need to pause, like genuinely.
まさに滅びの災いと呼ぶにふさわしいわ。終わりなき苦痛と消えることのないの。
Okay, first and foremost, this is clearly the Calamity. I just want to say that this shot is so good. It's so eerie. Hello, like Doomsday, like the Calamity Day, if I'm understanding.
滅びの災いと
Unless it's
呼ぶに
something
ふさわ
completely
しいわ。
removed.
終わりなき苦痛と
Yeah,
消える
endless
ことのない
pain.
呪い。
Yeah, he said endless pain, a curse that cannot be reversed. So that's the Calamity there. I told you we shouldn't have trusted these outsiders. Okay. So this could mean either the very on the nose, descenders, because we have to remember that descenders and outlanders are different terms. While some fit both criteria, they are not necessarily one and the same. If we were to take this just looking at the Abyss sibling here, this person could be saying we shouldn't have trusted these descenders who came to Conria. They've brought doom to us all. Even though, if we recall Parent Harry, they in fact were doing the most attempting to get descenders. So it would be a bit ironic in the sense of if it were they wanted to summon these descenders to perhaps help them accomplish something, to escape fate or whatever Conria wanted to do at that time, only for it to then backfire. But I mean, who am I? It's not like Conria has a history of like very shady things happening. Okay, and then the birth of a savior. Like, if this is to imply that the Abyss sibling then is the savior that they wanted, that was supposed to absorb all the like abyssal energy, that they were supposed to be the most powerful one to protect them, to lead them forward, or to be that figure to propel them onwards, and it backfires on them, what do we make of that? Like, what happened in between those stages? Because we clearly know, like, during the calamity, we saw, like, there was so much that happened that we still don't know the exact details of. Ryan Totier is directly blamed, or she is a significant reason as to why it happened to begin with. But we don't know about the other 4 sinners and what they could have possibly done to be there. I firmly believe that there is more there. Because I don't know, like, if that savior was in, perhaps, if the savior was supposed to be for every countermeasure Conria had, or what?
運命の食器はついに役目を果たしたの。アビス教団の名は知ってたが、これほど大規模で広範囲な動きを見せるのは。
Is this Yeonsan's voice? I could be misremembering.
初めてだ。まるで。
Yes, okay.
ナタ相手に戦争を仕掛けようとしてるような。宇宙船スリープポット?
The spaceship, the one that brought you to Tevat? So something I always need to remind myself is that obviously in preparation for hype, many quotes are taken out of context to make things appear as though they are X, Y, and Z. But spaceship specifically is a phrase that it would have to explicitly involve descenders of some kind, or to me, I speculate it would have to involve descenders of some kind, or it would have to be like, I don't even know how to describe it, because we kind of learned of a quote-unquote spaceship or the celestial disc construct that the Voyager was in the finale of Deep Galleries set. So, like, I don't know why you're so surprised. Everyone knows about the spaceship. You know, the spaceship that everyone knows about. That, you know, the spaceship we've talked about for years. You know. That spaceship.
まさか、お前がテイラットに来た時に乗ってた宇宙船のことか?
この数ヶ月の間で42の星が消えた。
She said 42 stars.
まさか、お前がテイラットに来た時に乗ってた宇宙船のことか?
この数ヶ月の間で42の星が消えた。何者かがずうずうしくもこの世界から吸い。
So, if I just heard her correctly, 42 stars that were removed or destroyed, and there's some, like, at this point we could assume it's like an abyssal parasite that's taking from this host. Hold on.
出た宇宙船のことか?
この数ヶ月の間で42の星が消えた。何者かがずうずうしくもこの世界から吸い取っているのだ。
災いはいつか必ず訪れる。みんなもそう言ってるわ。
彼女の存在を無視し続けたらいつか本当に。
What? Who is her? Ignore her existence for too long, and there will come a day where you can no longer hear her voice. Me wanting to make everything about Istaroth, but like, I have to wonder. It isn't a shade, which is very, very presumptuous. Hear her voice. Maybe the new character we saw? Yeah, like maybe it's her. Actually, yeah, it probably, well, I say probably, but it would make the most sense. Ignore her existence for too long because she seemed very out of place. Because at least in, like, she was just in Natlan, and for fear of sounding really silly, but like, what was she doing there? Like, it's not every, like, Conrians are like mythical Pokemon in Tavad. It's not like you see them often. And for her to just be like in a very like unique area in Natlan with the Traveler just seemed like, because the last time we saw a Conrian like that was Kari Bear. And that was an entire thing. That is rude. I genuinely don't mean it in a rude way, but Conrians are like rarer. Like you don't usually just see Conrians out and about. Time travel, maybe. I personally think it has something to do with, if it's not time travel, quote unquote, it has to do with some space shifting things, because because even with Kari Bear, that was a very special case.
彼女の声が聞こえなくなってしまうからね。
すぐそこにいるじゃない。
お前の魂は欠けていて、傷口にはアビスに侵食された跡が見られる。
I also think it's very important that it's like, oh, part of your soul is damaged and the wound bears traces of abyssal corruption, which is fitting because we learned in Natlan how there were multiple people who were deeply affected in the spiritual sense, with physically and spiritually, with the abyss. And like the Traveler could only help certain those who were afflicted to a degree. So, and then we also think about how like Ororon having a very unique like soul, like how his soul is structured.
アビスの力の使い方を学ぶつもりもないのなら、私が代わりに調べるしかない。
We're getting trained by Skirt. That's so sick.
この手に烈空星々よ静かに眠れ。
How is she just gonna say another star goes out like that? Like, hello? She just doesn't. She will just. She literally is just like, okay. Also, hello, John. Skirk is so, like, her entire existence is fascinating to me. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Sorry. Part of your soul's damn. Like, I just can't get over it.
アビスの力の使い方を学ぶつもりもないのなら、私が代わりに調べるしかない。
So yeah, she's just... Okay, so she's, like, more or less training the Traveler in the abyssal arts, then? Sorry, I was just, like, adjusting the audio because I felt like it was a bit loud. And here we go. Literal Dahlia jump scare. Oh yeah, her demo music is going to be insane. Like, I think it's really, really good. Like, just from what we have so far. Also, please let me know about audio, guys. If we are climbers in the dark, It appears the dawn has finally broken for me, but your ascent continues. Okay.
お前の旅はまだまだ続く。
お前は私の師匠極悪鬼スルトロッチを知っているのだろう。
戦線は総崩れだ。
真っ向の剣ダインスレイ。
You guys, we've been down this road before. I really feel like we're gonna get more Five Sinners lore this quest. Like we have to, because we saw Sertology, or like the face kind of him, because I feel like that absolutely was his voice that we heard. And then the fact that once again we see like this abyssal corruption, like it's been evident, like it's been on his body for years, and it's also on the right side of his neck, like from like you can see closer at his character model how it just goes down the right side of his body. So but it's currently ad time, so I'm just gonna like wait for a second before I scream a bit more. But like yeah. But like yeah, this is I feel I don't even know how to feel about this. Like how we return? Okay. As you can see, I was lovingly staring at Danesliv's corrupted legs. Oh no, Noctinu's still stuck. We have to wait until everyone's back. Okay, the ad break has ended. Okay. Let me go back.
極悪鬼スルトロッチを知っているのだろう。
戦線は総崩れだ。
真っ向の剣ダインスレイブ。これがお前の望んだことか。
お兄ちゃんはいつも運命を変えようとしてる。
I know you always want to change fate, but this time I won't let you succeed. I really have to wonder if she's talking about, I mean, she could be talking about someone completely separate of these two, but I really have to know if she's talking to the traveler here or Dainsliff. I want to say it would have to be their sibling, because Dainsliff is just like, not necessarily I'm going to defy fate. I'm just going to do what I can now. So I just also I need to edit that, sorry. So yeah, I'm going to assume they're talking about their sibling here. Let me go back. Oh yeah, she literally just says Onishan. I'm ignoring me.
よくやったスカーク。今回も生き残れたか。
So is he just always sending goons after Skirk to like test her or something? What does that mean? Oh, you survived, sick. And she looks so bored and dead inside. Oh my gosh.
よくやったスカーク。今回も生き残れたか。今もなお運命の食器は動いているのか。
なぜお前が鈍性のクジラの剣能を持
Okay. Is this question being... Okay, it's not her asking, like, how did you summon the narwhal? No, how did you get its power? So... Also, every time he's doing that attack, he's doing, like, this is the sigil that's on his chest. Like, that is quite literally the sigil on his chest. Also, rip that guy against Skirt. Like, you can, like, clearly see. And then, like, you see this as well that's on his cape. Like, just his insignias. So... Oh! Okay, so she's just in... This is the Cataclysm, because you see the Sustainer's cubes on the side here. Like, right here. Wait, okay, so she's saying, I need to stop my sibling from changing fate. So, hold on, I'm gonna let this play.
500年前にお兄ちゃんと再会する機会を逃すわけにはいかないから。
いずれ本物の宇宙に帰るだろう。
旅の終点で2人の新たな始まりが待ってる。
There was so much to unpack just in the last, like, 20 seconds there. Hold on. Yes, I believe this is Lumine and Conria, because it's, like, everything is destroyed here. It's like the signature, everything is on fire and everything is destroyed in here, the cube specifically. Because if you remember in one of the very early trailers, you see her with the Ruin Guard and you see her like running through corridors and then you see her eventually falling to her knees and it's Conria just destroyed. I cannot miss the chance to reunite with you 500 years in the past, no matter what. So this is already very loaded because once again, we are revisiting only the future can save the past kind of thing. And like, I feel like at this point, yes, it's giving, like, it's reminding me of Vera's melancholy, but I also can't help but wonder, I feel like she can't, or at least the Abyss sibling, in this case, Lumine can't, she's trying to, it's some otherworldly power she's going to use, in my opinion, to try and reunite, or maybe take, hold on, let me form my thoughts here. As, okay, this will sound really cold, but it's like, I can't miss the chance to reunite with you 500 years in the past, no matter what. I don't think that it's necessarily about reuniting with the sibling. It's more so attempting to prevent something like the cataclysm from happening or something, or preventing, like, I look at this NPC, like, she has to have the significant, like, I don't think it's, like, it would be really eerie if it's like, this character was what, like I don't like the idea of like a stand-in kind of sibling, or if she, like, I in with this character, like, because the idea of rewinding time and changing fate is something that is constantly revisited. And if that is the case, I feel like it sounds like I have to get to this point in this timeline because I know this is going to happen. So if I can stop that from happening here, it will change this directory. But we all know what happens when, because you can't change fate. So it sounds like, it does sound to me like she's attempting through some means to to go in the past to stop a certain event from happening. And whether or not that will continue to happen despite her best efforts remains to be seen. And like, the no matter what, like, just the sheer desperation of like, whatever ends justifies the means, I have to get back to that point. I have to. Ooh, I just know people who hate like time loop stuff or like timeline shenanigans, or people who are like, oh, time loop, or like time stuff in Tavat makes no sense. I just know they're going to be really upset. Because I can't help but think of like, I mean, we've already experienced this. We remember like Istaroth is quite literally there. She allowed Raiden A to plant the sacred Sakura in the future from the past. So there's always been silly stuff like that.
いずれ本物の宇宙に
We will return to the real universe one day. Real universe implies a true Tavat or any true world, or, you know, that implies that the universe that they live in is fake. Again, things are taken out of context. Who knows who is speaking? Like, I don't know the exact JP here, like the voice here, because I don't play the game in JP that much. But we will return to the real universe one day.
帰るだろう
Because, I mean, it sounded like Skirk, but... Oh, Skirk is saying that, if I recall correctly? Okay, so if it is Skirk, I have to wonder, because she's not a fan of, or at least expresses disinterest in creating bonds with people, just due to how there are many complications that arise with having specific bonds with people. And she is more content to be in the abyss than the world, quote unquote, above. And knowing, and given her circumstances, she obviously knows more about the extent and presumably the truth of the world than most people do, even so much as a traveler, for instance. So her saying we'll return to the real universe one day, maybe it's someone from her past she's speaking to. Maybe it's the traveler. Maybe it's I feel like she's talking to her master. Could be. Yes, Jam. She specifically she regarded bonds like curses and how devastating they actually are for people.
旅の終点で二人の新たな始まりが待ってる
See, and once again, like, you'll know the truth at the end of your journey. And like, look at this. This is literally the calamity. So the way that I'm viewing this is a period of time through some, whether it's like time shenanigans or some like pocket dimension that for some reason preserved this scene of the cataclysm, someone's memory or what have you. This is what is happening in Onria. And this girl here, maybe this is her memory or something like that. But we see the sibling here attempting to use the device, Loom of Fate, etc., to pinpoint themselves, presumably to stop any of this from happening. But I just find it curious how every single time we've seen this girl is always facing the opposite direction. So I wonder if it's like, I just need to know her significance. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, I can't define, like, make it a conclusive thing. I personally think it's the Loom of Fate, or it's a device, like, so like it's a scroll, or it appears to be a scroll to me. And maybe it has like information, maybe it has like, well, like information and measurable power or something like that she can just use to find a specific point or something like that. I just feel like I'm just trying to think, because the live stream said the sibling was in Natlin. And I have to wonder, are they actually in Natlin, or are they in a different space of the traveler at this time in Natlin, if that makes sense? So I don't know. Because I feel like the only time that they like the last time they encountered, the traveler doesn't even remember because it was erased from their memory. So yeah, I just have more questions now, and I really have to think about them because I'm very curious as to like they're trying to I guess insert themselves into a point of time to stop like the calamity from happening, or like the catalyst that will begin it.
開する機会を逃すわけにはいかないから。
いずれ本物の宇宙に帰るだろう。
Ooh, wait, hold
わ
on.
けにはいかないから。
いずれ本物
Yeah, because this is like such a very specific, like every single shot this girl is not facing Lumine and the Traveler. Every single shot here. I appreciate that consistency. I need like I wish I knew how I could like conclude this, but I just can't at the We will begin anew at the end of your journey. I mean, I honestly don't even know what to say. Like I'm just left with more questions than I could even have answers. Maybe I have to sit on it a little bit before I can actually think as to what it would mean. But this is very curious. That is quite the like trailer. Imagine if that's the Lumine of this world. Well, so this is like my brain is kind of going along the route of what if this girl is what like Lumine could have been or originally was? But then I'm also in the I think the siblings were originally one being that was split off into fragments or something like that. And in the same breath, I also think the Traveler sibling may not even be real in the sense of like being like they're artificial. So yes, the 5.7 art looks like her, like she's ripping through the sky, and the sky looks like story. It just looks like paper. Like she's literally tearing through the pages of a story. So, an abyssal mimic of the Traveler. I while that's possible, I don't know if I necessarily mean it like that. It just I'm just always so perplexed with the idea that the Traveler sibling is just like, how are they recorded, but the Traveler isn't? But also, I feel like we've been we've been real quiet about Irminsul the past like few years, and I suppose it makes sense considering it's such it's an integral like thing in the lore. So I feel like whenever this Abyss sibling comes back, I have more questions than answers, and I can't immediately identify like where I want to even, or if I have like any um like theories currently with what I have. I think I'm just gonna have to like revisit this a lot. So because she's like the loom of fate is complete and I have to go back essentially to that point in time no matter the cost. So we'll see. I just at the moment I just don't I'm not sure how I would want to proceed from here because I think I need to actually sit on this. What I will say though is that I'm going to watch the Not Cry teaser. So
Nod cry. An
ever-changing landscape of ruin, a marvel corroded by time. In the forest.
I just want to say, these designs are amazing. I love them. They're so eerie and otherworldly, and it's fantastic, as horrifying as it is.
Where the nights were once undisturbed.
The wild hunt looked fantastic.
Of moonlight, the wild hunt's shadow grows. There are those who bear the name of Frost Moon, living where the silver.
I love the aesthetic of the Frost Moon. I love the colors, very soft. I love how everything is clearly moon shaped because they worship the Moon Sisters. But also, I love this shot. That's a crescent moon. I love that detail. I love it so, so much. And it makes me happy that deer represent the Frost Moon Scions because of their antlers and how they look like a crescent moon. The moon does not haunt them, but I love the Frost Moon Scions.
Light shines. Others carry the torch, fending off the darkness and cold with their blades.
Also, can I just once again talk about how I am so, so empathetic and sorry for people who did not experience Simulanka. Simulanka really just set the tone for the entire rest of the game. One, the lighthouse being as powerful as it is, but also it reminds me a lot of the Dainichi Mikoshi in Enkanomiya. You know, as powerful as the light here is to fend off the darkness, and in Enkanomiya's case, to ward off the Vishops. So
I hear that the Stolen Fae still yearn for the.
I just want to say, love her design already. Playable, I will be pulling. Sorry, Dainsliff. I already don't have anything for you, but like, I love her design. I love the like mint green, not mint green, but like the green hair. Also, elf. I am very biased towards elves, but like the Snowland Fae. Elf characters are instant pull? Oh, absolutely. I need to watch someone's playthrough of Simulanka. I highly, highly, highly recommend you do. Simulanka was a very, very good story. And on top of that, like the world, beautiful. Like I cried so many times during Simulanka because it was such just I felt like it just really, I felt like my inner child was at peace when I was playing that. Like it was a really, really good summer event. Also, congratulations, John. The ears call to us. Listen, I love elves. I'm very basic, but leave me be. I love my elves. But Simulanka was very special in the sense that it was the childlike wonder, the life lessons you learned in it, the happiness that came, like more or less just I loved genuinely everything about it. And it was just so like everything that happened and still has yet to happen in some way or another in Simulanka has occurred and is still being referenced with nod cry teasers. So I strongly recommend people who unfortunately didn't experience it to watch the Simulanka playthrough. And there are actual specific world quests in the Simulanka event that I would draw attention to because they actually directly involve Natlan's Archon quests, and they also clearly reference Durin, the idea of rewriting fate, changing stories, and things of that nature. So very, very good. I can't give it its 10s enough. Simulanka was great. Will I say it's my favorite? Honestly, if I had to think about it, probably. Simulanka was probably my favorite event to date. But on the topic of the Snowland Fae, I want to learn so much more about them, but this is also coming from the same person who wants to learn even more about angels. So I think it's really important for me, especially, to be in touch with Frost Moon Scions and the Snowland Fae. Also, I love the name. Though for those who are unfamiliar or maybe uh, need a bit of a rehash, the Snowland Fae, they used to worship the original Cryo Archon, like the first Cryo Archon. And they have some like influence over Nodcry and they are around, but they, yeah, they just, I believe, I I am not Russian, so I cannot fluently say, I think it was like Belitsar, which I think translates to like white, so like white king, I think. Yes. So yeah, they more or less they worship the first Cryo Archon, which to me makes me wonder if the original Cryo Archon was an angel, but I wouldn't put it past. I feel like anything goes nowadays, to be honest.
Frosts of old.
This is so gorgeous. I need more art of her actually. Like actually.
While the Fatui look to the stars above.
Like the Fatui are leveling up here. Like hello.
The false firmament.
Okay, this demon needs to get off my screen. I am pausing for the sake of lore, but he needs to go away. I am so over the fact. Oh, ad break. I need me more cryo characters. Yeah. I'm a freeze truther, so like I'll take cryo and hydro characters for funsies. I just, there's so much happening in Genshin, man. I literally have my head in my hands. I'm so excited, but I also feel like my brain isn't ready. Literally. Okay. How do I want to word this? In the most polite way possible. The moment I saw Il Dottore in the trailer, I was like, wow, Stephanie is going to be feral. And that is the most PG way I can say that. I will still stand firmly by that I don't trust anyone in Tevat because everyone could be potentially Dottore, and that is not a risk I am willing to take. Frankly, I feel I should be able to have like a cosmic restraining order against Dottore. I don't think that Dottore is for me. Like this is an ongoing joke that I've had with my friends a little bit now. Dottore, where is he? He's somewhere. Where is he? We don't know, but he's certainly out there. Dottore fans likely had a prompt meltdown. Oh, of course. Kukulkan also didn't make any things better. Oh, absolutely he didn't. Because that world quest, fantastic. It was giving Dottore tease, and I was just like, I can't be here for that. Like the thing is, if I was in Tevat and I was like, if I had any level of like significance like the Traveler did, and I had the misfortune of encountering Dottore, I would have been like, wow, this creature exists and he's out there. He's somewhere. He's literally, he's there. Do you know where he is? No, but don't worry, he knows where you are. Plot twist, it's not the Dottore from Sumeru. I mean, I imagine it's him. Well, the thing is, unless I decide to go back on that, he he erased all of his clones in exchange for the Dendronosis with Nahida, if I'm remembering correct. But like, that being said, I feel like Dotore would literally do whatever he wanted. So he could be like, ah, yes, our exchange, Dendro Archon, was that I would remove all the current existing segments. You did not say that I could not make more. Like, he gives me that. But also he doesn't, he just, I don't trust this. Like, rightfully, I don't trust this man. He's a fantastic villain. I hope, you know, he's awful, but like he really gives, well, technically I did abide to our exchange, but I just did something else. I did more to him. And like, Notcry is so interesting to me. I don't want Dotore being here because I know he's going to just destroy everything. Like, he needs to go away. Like, if he could have like his own galaxy somewhere else, that would be fine. Yes, this is lore relevant because Dotore is stinky. I left Sumeru, but I also stayed in Sumeru. I would say I would fight Dottore, but I absolutely would not. I would not. Absolutely not. It looks like he's building a Death Star and I'm obsessed. The thing is, like, he's doing this, and you know for a fact that Dottore is doing so much more too. Like, this is just a cute little side quest for him. He's always like 80,000 steps. Maybe that's just a construction site. I mean, I personally think so because like, if we remember, he knows about the false sky. He knows the truth behind Irminsul. And like, I wouldn't be surprised if he knows like the secrets of the cosmos, because look at him. Like, and I say this with like love and affection because I genuinely think he's a fantastic antagonist, but he needs to like stay away from me. He needs to build something and leave Tavat. I mean, I feel like I don't even know what Dottore is at this point. Like, I jokingly call him like an eldritch horror, like he gives me Resident Evil. But like, plot twist, he's also back in Sumeru about to set the Irminsul tree on fire. So we had King Nibelung mural burning the Irminsul tree, or trying to, with like the angel envoy protecting it. One of his segments was looking at a burning Irminsul tree, and like, I literally don't know. The fact that he has that he is here. I don't even like the idea of playable Dottore. I don't know if I would want a Dottore in my world, to be honest. I feel like that would be a human rights violation. I feel like I shouldn't have that. So does Dottore's back cape look different to anyone? You would have to ask Stephanie, because I do not stare at Dottore longer than I need to. I feel so alive. I will be bringing him into your world. I'm sorry. I mean, I personally thought it's just like the little effects. Like not the effect, the art style, thank you. I don't think he's redeemable to be considered playable. Well, here's something that I kind of wish Hoyoverse would shy away from. You can just have terrible people be playable characters. You can just have him be like, because I want him to be a awful, terrible, I mean, he already is an awful, terrible, wretched excuse of a thing, but that's what makes him great. Like, not every villain needs to be redeemed, and that's completely fine. But it shouldn't just be anti-heroes or like kind of morally gray people as playable. I think you should have villains too. Because I mean, it just becomes a bit old. But also, I personally will never be pulling for him. I will just learn the lore of him through like Stephanie and the wiki, because I love Calais too much and I want to protect him. Even though all of his test subjects just get thrown away. But like, I can't. Yep, that's the same cape. Yeah. I will say though, Dotori has a fantastic design. I can never take that from him. He does have a good design. With that being said, I am genuinely horrified as to what he is up to here. But I also feel like I should give him kind of grace because he's already experimented on people and stuff like that. I feel like that's boring to him now. So now he's like, well, what other cosmic stuff will I be doing? Like, I would not be surprised if someone like Dottore was just in talks with like the sinners like that. I wouldn't, or at least one of them. I hope there's boss Dottore so Cole can bully him. I also hope there's boss Dottore, but I feel like it wouldn't be Dottore, it'd be something he created. If that makes sense. It would be cruel if they put Cole on his banner if he's playable. That would be so cursed. And I hope whoever would ever implement that would stub their toe every day. Parentheses, this is a joke. But like, that would just be so cruel. And this may sound a bit maybe strange coming from me, but like when it comes to harbingers being in specific regions, there is no one that makes me so unsettled than Dottore. All the other ones I literally could not care less about in the terms of like being afraid of them. I'm not afraid of Columbina. Like if I die, that's just a skill issue on my behalf because good for her. But like Dottore, I feel like is just a whole other thing. I feel like the fact that he exists is so horrifying, and that's what I love about him as a villain. So we'll see. I'm sure Stephanie, Stephanie is just our resident Dottore fangirl and like stan. I firmly believe maybe she will have C6 R1 maybe, and I will just learn everything about Dottore from her. But with that said, it does make, because the last time we really spoke to Dottore was in Sumeru. So the fact that he's now in Nodcry really raises my eyebrows. Because frankly, I want to know a lot of what he knows. I fear that requires whirling, and they've been so stingy with pulls lately. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Either way, I do feel like you'll be blessed, and I'm manifesting multiple copies for you. He's a compelling villain. Would not want to be the same room as him, though. Yeah, and I also especially don't want them to try and redeem him by any means, because I don't think that would be appropriate. And I would feel like it'd be a huge disservice to his character.
Then there are the nights, draped in the west wind, nearing the end of a long and arduous mission.
Doesn't Kaya have like this fur on the opposite side of his person? I'm skipping everyone after Skirk. Oh, I am too. I'm doing my best to just not pull for characters anymore. I always tell myself I don't, and then I end up pulling. But like, I really want to be able to save to have enough to at least guarantee me Dainsliff. And I think the easiest way I'll probably fold would be between Alice and Columbina. Those two especially would make me fold. Assuming they would be playable. Aventurine HSR, I think it's just because it's a very good color palette. So they're just going to use it for multiple characters. It doesn't help though that it's the same color palette and Varka is a blonde. But also, I'm sorry, I feel like Varka would be way more buff than this. Varka here looks like he's just your standard, like, tall male model. And he's been on an expedition for like, what, like 80 years now? Imagine Dane releases right in 5.8. I would actually cry. Like, genuinely, I would actually cry because I need preparation. Give me more. I think Varka is buff, but the angle plays tricks on us. That's fair. So long as they don't pull an Ito with him in terms of his character model, I think he'll be fine. I won't be pulling for him. I will support those who do because, you know, he is that guy. He's, you know, very silly and strong and all of that. But He's very silly. Please join my buff Varka believer squad. They have the right model for it. He's right there. I mean, I want to be optimistic, but I feel like if Hoyoverse really wanted to do it, they would have already by now, and they have not. So I would actually need to see it to believe it, which is a shame because I don't know why they wouldn't. They have the resources to. But like, we've seen his silhouette in paralogism, and now we see this here. So I'm wondering, I feel like he's going to be drip marketed or like at some point in Not Cry. God, could you imagine if he was the Not Cry like starting character? they Because I'm pretty sure Not Cry is in what? 2-3 patches or something like that, maybe? We usually get like the new like because typically we would get new summer event. But we're in like summer now. And I don't think we've seen anything yet for that. I'll hold out, but I feel like maybe we don't get a summer event this year. I don't know. Maybe we'll wait until the end of 5.7, but 5.8 is like if you actually look at like your calendar and think about how quickly we're moving, we're about to be in 5.7 in 2 weeks. Then 5.8 and then 6.0. So maybe in 5.8 we'll get a summer event. Maybe actually in 5.8. I won't completely remove the idea of us not having a summer event. It would feel a bit strange if we didn't. But they're really pushing Not Cry, so maybe there's like going to be an introductory kind of summer event into Not Cry, like how past summer events then. They confirm Varker will be the first character we'll meet Not Cry, so I could see him as being the first 6.x character. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Because I'm like, I feel like they're slowly giving us a bit more of Varka, so we'll see. I can't wait for all the Varka thirst on my timeline. People are gonna be so excited for him.
My friends, of course, shan't be outdone.
Okay. Can I just say, I think it was such a cute idea that they literally just showed us Alice years ago with Klee's little her costume. A costume I still want and wanted. I wanted hers and Ganyu's, but I'm like, Klee, I don't play you anymore. I'm so sorry. So, oh, Smager C6ing Alice? That's wow. I believe in you. I'm sure you'll win all, if not most, of your 50/50s, or just get 6 Alices in one 10 pull with your luck. Alice is super tempting. Okay. Alice is tempting because I want to figure out what is going on with her. Like, she is so mysterious, yet, like, she's been all over Tavat doing absolutely everything, backflips, going up and down the street. Like, she is everywhere. And yet, we still don't know a lot about her. So, like, I don't know. If Alice is a 4-star, I'm refunding my entire account. I genuinely would be shocked if she is anything but a 5-star. Like, I would bet money she would be a 5-star. There is no way they would make her a 4-star. Like, Kent, as terrible as this is to sound, as this is, I could see them sooner making Alice a 5-star over Varka, but I know both of them will just be 5 stars. She's a 6-star trust. But with that being said, Alice is guardian of Tavat's borders, close friends with Reindotir, witch or mage of incredible power. Like, she's familiar with all the ins and outs of so much of going on, and she's the leader of the Hexen Circle. Alice is an incredibly significant character. And yet, with all of that said, we don't know what her deal is and what she's actually doing, or if she even has a plan. So I'm just really curious to know what we're going to see here with her. Yeah, I mean, I highly doubt they would make. I feel like every single faction or most factions are going to have a character represent them, and they will be a 5-star. To be honest, that would technically be, yeah, one character per faction. I mean, we've already had multiple harbingers, but like, I just wouldn't be surprised. My worry is Ororon, the hero for his tribe, was a 4-star. That's fair, but like, I think it's just in terms of like significance. Because if I were to look at like Ororon versus Alice, like I could easily see why Alice would just be the 5-star. Given her daughter's a 5-star, I can't imagine making her a 4-star. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Silali's plot important too, but I mean, yeah, she's just more prominent, and it's a gotcha game. So I feel like if you're already a popular female character, you're just going to be a 5-star unless otherwise. So, but also I feel like that's not fair. I feel like we should just have many more. With that being said, I do strongly hope we get, like, I kind of hope we get Alice soon, because the Hexen Zergle will just be in Nodcry. And I want to know more about them, and I want to know about, I'm just so excited for Nodcry. I know I'm just like rambling at this point because it's supposed to be like lore analysis, but like I'm genuinely, I just like talking about Genshin in this way, and to actually have a visual of Alice now is so, so cute. So I remember when they first gave us Klee's outfit, and it's like, oh, she's literally just a little image of Alice. Okay, well, this is Alice's outfit then.
They will no doubt bring a magical charm to this edge of the world.
My friends shan't be outdone. They will no doubt bring a magical charm to this edge of the world. I also want to know how powerful the Hexen Circle are in an actual, like, fight. I really do. Also, I need for them to give me more Barbeleth, however you wish to pronounce her name. Because I want any and every excuse to learn more about Mona.
And just as the stone craves the sculptor's hand, so does fate await your gaze. Pour me another cup of tea, if you'd be so kind. The story is about to begin.
Nicole has such a good voice. Like, where do I even... Like, I'm obsessed with the Snowland Fae, if I'm being honest. I was not expecting Barbeloth and Paralogism. I love her so much. She bickering about Mona and saying, ugh, Albedo, I wish my student was as good as you. She's so annoying. Was so funny. I'm just noticing the 3 moon shapes in the Song of the Welkin Moon. Yes, 3.
The stone craves the sculptor's hand, so does fate await.
Yup. 1, 2, 3. Also, to those who, because I'm pretty sure you can still go to the Song of the Welcome Moon web event. Like, it's over, but I think you can still visit the actual, like, mini game, quote unquote. I'm still curious who the new moon is. I really am. I had a really in-depth conversation with a friend about like the moon imagery and like Raiden, and further explaining how like basically expanding a little bit on the theory of, Eternal Moon being in relation to them. Also how they're both like Raiden Makoto and Raiden A are quite literally just, I mean, their names are just Raiden May, just the M in Makoto and A. So I'm like, I feel like they're gonna come back in the story in a much more like significant way, but I don't know when. But I definitely feel like they're involved with the moons. Maybe even a shade. But the new moon feels like the closest we'll get to an Archon in this region. Possibly. It really could be a number of people. Well, that's the thing. Like, you could like, there are, yeah, TLDR, yeah, it just could be a multitude of people. And so I feel like I just think things are really going to go down not cry, which also means I need to like do more. This is so, I was having a good time and I saw the Fae and then I saw Dotore and I got so scared. I'm going to be comfy and look at her. I missed the animation again, but it looks like the two crescent moons hug the new moon to protect it. It does.
And just as the stone craves the sculptor's hand, so does fate await your gaze. Pour me another cup of tea, if you'd be so kind. The story is about to begin.
Oh, I think there was an ad starting, but I just wanted to be careful just in case.
Stone craves the sculptor's hand, so does fate await your gaze. Pour me another cup of
Also,
tea,
something,
if you'd be so kind.
I'm going to mute this for just a second. I could quite literally just make this go slower. Hold on. Playback speed. Do I do point? Do I do 0.5? Yeah, that's good. Yep. Also, the amount of cracks because the moons are breaking. The crescent moons are breaking all in an attempt of keeping this one, the new moon, safe. Oh, I will cry. Also, there's currently an ad break, so I'm going to wait a second. But that is so... I love little details like that. I have not realized, or I just realized, that I have been streaming for 3 hours. Goodness gracious. I have been so engrossed in this. I'm sorry. Was that 5 pieces in total? Give me just a moment since there's an ad break. Okay. I do know that the ad will be over in about 15 seconds, so I'll be waiting just a little bit more before I go on to my next point. Also, normally I would just have background music, but because all of the videos obviously have their own music, I felt like it would have been a bit much unless I muted it. So maybe next time I'll try something like that, but it's such a good observation of you see 1, 2, boom. Like that's I cry. Because of course you could say, oh, it's a stylistic thing, but no, this is Hoyoverse we're talking about. They are purposeful in everything that they do. But yeah. The new moon animates in through the complete moon phase. It's so cool. It's beautiful. I still love the song of the Welcome Moon animated. Like, that was so good. It was such a good one. But also, I notice here on the corners, it's like, okay, this looks like things are like broken here, like cut here. And then this one's just like, it's kind of weird how it's just cut here as opposed to being like, you know, maybe like right here or something. It's just, it's right here. But the new moon isn't centered. It isn't. Yeah, it isn't. Like, it would have to be moved more. Send dudes. Oh, that meme. Goodness. But yeah, I will say this is like fantastic. I am very excited for what's to come. I love seeing all the teasers about the the wild hunt, the light keepers. I'm very excited for them. Excuse me, the torch forger. Me blanking Varka. And then the Hexen Circle. I'll be honest. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, Varka has thigh boots. This is not lore related, but he has, well, I guess it is. But like, I didn't notice he had thigh boots. So now he and Neuvillette can be twins. Oh, wait, doesn't Risley also have thigh boots? Anyway, I am still very excited about 5.7. I think what I'm going to be focusing on is doing my best to get my finale of Deep Galleries and Skirk video out before version 5.7 releases. And that's going to be on the brain for a while. Our king deserves the best footwear. I feel like I don't know what to think of Varka. He's really silly. I feel like I can't take him seriously. Not in like a disrespectful way, but maybe it's because he gives me so much Reinhardt energy that I'm like, oh, okay, old man. You have fun over there. He is a silly guy. Yes, he is silly. But like, is he as silly as this one? Some would argue no. I sincerely, truly hope Varka has a big laugh. I also would expect him to have one. He seems like a very hearty person. First physical type character when? Physical? What's that? Dotore, the silliest of guys. You know what's something that's really cursed I didn't think about? If they make him playable, they're either going to have him with like a constant smirk, or he's just going to be like never like smiling. And I would rather the latter. Because I feel like Dotore smirking forever would be so scary. But yeah, we have quite the cast to experience in Not Cry, and I really do look forward to meeting all of them minus Dotore. But like, you know. Also, what we've been learning in Not Cry has made me revisit some of the things in the Byakuya Koku collection. Specifically like the Flowers for Princess Fischl, as well as the Byakuya Koku collection. Because for some reason, my brain wants to connect the Voyager to both of those stories. Or in the Byakuya Koku collection, the Parable in the Tree specifically. Actually, the Flowers for Princess Fischl, The Legend of the Shattered Halberd, and The Parable in the Tree. Those three stories, for some reason, my brain will not stop trying to connect to with the Voyager and the First Angel. I'm so excited Genshin's been deliver peak after peak these last few patches. Honestly, yeah. They really have. Like, the lore has really been loring. And if you're a lore lover, you are thriving. Maybe drowning like me, but you absolutely are enjoying your time. I need him to be so bored of us in the party. I mean, isn't Dotori like always bored with everything? Like he's a very traditional I mean, he really just gives once he's bored with something, he just moves on to the next thing. Oh. That's why, for me at least, I will not be surprised if he's like, oh, here you are. Let him start a combo, then gets rid of a weapon and throws a mean left hook. Okay, I'm assuming you're talking about Varka. Because in no way would Dotori, I think, punch anyone. Actually, let me not even look at Dotori anymore because I'm not gonna risk my brain hyperfixating on him at all at any point. I'm not going to become Stephanie affectionate. I refuse. I refuse to add to the Dotori stand number. Dotori 100% be a Catalyst user. He's gonna end up being a Claymore user and he's gonna scare me because, like, why did you give this man a Claymore? Look at him. I will say, I do think this would be like a good time for me to probably end stream just because I feel like I'm becoming delusional. And I think I'm starting to like, I'm not sleepy, but I feel like I'm not saying anything of importance because it's supposed to be lore analysis and I'm kind of just derailing because of how late it is on my end. But I love when chat all has one brain cell. Well, apparently we're gonna manifest Claymore Dottore. So if that happens, I don't know what I'll do. I'm not gonna make any more bets because I've already made a bet about Dirk and Redacted. And this will not be an I'll hate them incident. It will not. Because I'll hate them it won't be worse. But like I will not go back on my word. But I will say, because I just got a Escoffier, my next pull will be a 4-star and my weapon will be a 4-star. So I will be at ease. Yep. I'll hate them incident. Okay. So wait, who's new Green Man? Wait, there's a new Green Man? There isn't a new Green Man. I'll hate them's just stinky. But basically, the I'll hate them incident was I made a bet with my friends. I still have it's a clip on my channel with Tig, Nakti New here, and Smay, where I don't even remember what it was. But basically, I was like, I'm not going to win my 50-50. I'm going to lose to All Hate Them because I hate him. And then I, unfortunately experienced not that. And frankly, I feel like the universe did that to me because they just wanted to be rude. And if I must say, not only was it awful, but like I have not played this man since like Sumeru. And I think the I'll hate them instant has genuinely everything surrounding it I have repressed. You were there. It was
Wait. Huh?
It was just misery. It was misery.
Whatever.
No. I'm going to look at Mona because Mona's comfy now. His kit is so fun. He's annoying, but he's so fun. I may have laughed and cried. I died inside. But yeah, I do think the lore analysis was really fun. I will try to wrap my brain around more things. But yeah, so now I will lie in wait for the next 2 weeks because I won't do the quest day one, but I will stream my polls. And I will say, in the event that I do not get skirk, like that's fine. But I will not, like, that stream won't be the story quest stream, and it won't be the Archon quest stream. It would just be me pulling, and then it'd be a shorter stream. So yeah, but I think this is a good place to stop because I am getting tired. And I also think I'm just repeating myself at this point. So I apologize in advance for sounding so bleh. And I want to thank everyone for lurking and being here. Sorry if I didn't have the most conclusive theories and analyses, but that's what happens when I just watch things live and try to absorb information. But I want to thank everyone again. If you would like to stick around, I do have a community Discord where I'm usually getting bullied in. Recently, I've been getting bullied because I started playing Zenless Zone Zero, and I pulled a character who I will not name, who is really stinky. But the game is really, really cute and fun. So my community, we've all been having a good time, not just with Gacha, but just in general. So definitely come around if you would like. I haven't made a definitive stream schedule yet just because sometimes I really don't have the energy to stream, but I want to talk about Genshin lore while also wanting to produce Genshin lore content. So due to that spontaneousness within my life, I unfortunately am not the most consistent with streaming, but I want to make that change. With that being said, thank you everyone for stopping by, and I'm going to actually send everyone here to, I believe she's still streaming, to Imbly. She's so comfy and she's really, really sweet. Definitely scream lore and say hi to her. She's a lord keeper as well, and she is such a sweetheart. I want to thank everyone again for being so kind and lurking here with me. And I hope everyone has a good rest of your night, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!